It is time for my annual mega major makeup collection declutter. I do this once a year, and as you can see, we are overcooked here. Overflowing and overfilled. I cannot close so many drawers. I have some drawers up here. Things have gotten out of hand. So it's time to go through this unit today. Now do keep in mind, I do review makeup for a living, so I do hold on to a lot of things for video purposes, but I do like to go through at the end of each year and get rid of things that I find will no longer be relevant for my channel, or that I just don't want to hold on to, that are old, etc. Many different reasons. If you are somebody that likes to watch a declutter for somebody to get rid of like half of their collection, this won't be that video, so I'm just giving you that warning ahead of time. I do hold on to a lot of stuff, but I still will get an overall cleanse and will feel fresher here at the end of it. So this is where I store my makeup. It's just an IKEA Calyx system with these drawers that you can add on. And then these clear containers are from the Container Store. They've served me well over the years, but I want to lighten up the load in here. So if you want to get a deep dive into my collection, see what I'm holding on to, see what I'm not, just keep watching. Let's get started. High-end and luxury foundations and concealers. I love my foundation bar, but I'm just going to put everything in the bins and we're going to lay it all out so I can really look at and see what I'm working with. Plus, she could use a little dusting. Okay, so here are all of my high-end and luxury foundations. I still have like skin tints and other stuff in other drawers, but this is everything that was on my little foundation drawer. So let's do this. We'll start up here, I suppose. So first we have the Polite Society foundation, which is new to me, so I'm gonna keep this. Most of this, you know, I'm gonna keep. I love a good foundation. Now this cream foundation from Wayne Goss Beauty is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. However, you know, Wayne Goss makeup line no longer exists, so due to work purposes, I am going to declutter this, but I do love this foundation, and if he ever comes back out with his makeup line, I need this in my life, nice and fresh. So we'll declutter that. This is one of my all-time favorite foundations from Fenty Beauty. This is their Soft Lit foundation, and I use these so much, I simply need all of these shades. So that is a keep. Going to keep Luminous Silk, one of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites is my Dior Stick Foundation, so I'm going to keep that. As you can see, I have two Too Faced Born This Way's foundation. One is a new formula, one is the old formula, so I'm going to get rid of the old formula. I have one of my favorite foundations from Hourglass, the Soft Glow foundation. Now I have one shade that's really dark, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter the shade that doesn't match me. And if you're wondering why I'll have so many shades that don't match, or a couple of different shades of the same foundation, it's because I receive a lot of these in PR. So a lot of times they'll send multiple shades and then I have to mix to end up with my perfect shade. But anyways, this is not my perfect shade, so that one will go. I guess the ones I'm keeping, I'll just lay back here for now. Very Valentino. I really love this foundation. I think it's super underrated. I'm going to keep that. I absolutely love my Chanel Le Beige. It's that crazy one with all of the balls. Look at that, but I really love this one. It feels like water on the skin, but it gives good coverage. It's amazing. Louboutin. Now you know I paid an arm and a leg for this Louboutin, so even if it were expired, I'm keeping it. And keep in mind, all of these are brands that I review a lot, so I want to keep their formula in my collection to have and compare. For example, I have the Say foundation right here that I need to keep to review for Say. I love this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. It's super full coverage as well. Dior has my all-time favorite foundations. So of course, you know, I'm always restocking and replacing these because I love them. I think last year I did a full in-depth rundown of all the Dior foundations. If there's someplace you want to start with foundations, it needs to be Dior. They are simply the best. The Prada foundation is quite nice as well. I do like this one a lot. Going to hold on to my Gucci foundation. And if you know me, you know I've been loving the Jane Iredale foundation for a while now. I actually just used it the last 3 days in a row. So this one is definitely being worn. However, the shade light medium is a little too deep for me, so I'm going to give that one away. I really do not like this Patrick Ta foundation, and I would declutter it if I didn't need it for review purposes. I don't recommend that. Look at this relic that I have. This is expired beyond belief. Dior, why did you get rid of this? I don't care. I'm keeping it. Then we have the new Benefit foundation that came out this year. Even though I'm not the world's biggest fan of this, I find it to be okay, but nothing special. I keep it because it's Benefit. The LYS foundation is really good. I also do have the foundation sticks as well. I feel like they can put together a very nice foundation, so I will hold on to these. Now this is actually one of my very first foundations ever that I got when I was a teenager and breaking out all the time. I always love to keep these on hand because they're so natural from Chantecaille. These are their gel foundations and so breathable, but I do have an older formula, which is going to be the one that doesn't have the C on the top. So definitely keeping my two. I love those. These are literally precious liquid gold, but I'll get rid of the old formula. I also have a very popular, very lovely foundation from Haus Labs, their Triclone Skin Tech. This one I think is older and is starting to oxidize, so definitely want to get that one out of the collection, but light warm is the better shade match for me anyways. This foundation from Bobbi Brown is a bit on the dry side. It's not an all-time favorite of mine. I do have a classic here, Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place. I have my summer shade and my winter shade. So I love to have these in my collection. They're a staple. This is still the longest lasting foundation on the market. There's no question about it. So keeping these. Who knows what's going on with KVD Beauty, but one thing I will say is I love this foundation. So for personal reasons, even though I probably don't need it anymore, I'm keeping them because it's very hydrating, it's very full coverage. I mix both of these shades. Actually, no, I don't mix them anymore because I'm lighter now. So I'm gonna get rid of the darker shade and I'll keep this one, but this is such a good foundation. This sitting on top, do you guys remember? This is Samantha Ravindal's brand, Auric. It's her Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer. It's a beautiful product. It's like a more natural Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, but it is old at this point, so I'm going to unfortunately have to get rid of that. I have Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear, a very long-lasting full coverage foundation as well. I'm taking a look. I definitely mix both of these shades. This is like Estee Lauder Double Wear, a little bit thinner, but I really like this one. This is another great classic foundation. YSL All Hours, going to have to hold on to this one. This is even thinner, but again, a very full coverage long wear foundation. I see I have my two Makeup Forever foundations, and these are very, very nice. Now, the HD Skin used to be an all-time favorite of mine. I wouldn't say that's the case anymore, but these are still such a reliable foundation. And I also have the Hydra Glow, which I actually would argue I like a little bit more, but it really does leave a super duper glowy finish. And then this one is a little bit more natural. Super duper underrated, underappreciated. This is a pretty affordable foundation. I love the About Face Performer foundation. I think that this is an incredible Skin-like medium coverage comfortable foundation, and I have the 2 shades because I wear this in the summer and in the winter. So I have 2 NARS foundations here. NARS is known for their foundations. I'm actually going to declutter both of these. Now, the Soft Matte Complete Foundation just isn't fantastic for my skin. I find it to be really heavy and dry on my skin. And this is old anyway, so I can get rid of it. And then the Light Reflecting is actually my favorite of all of the NARS foundations. So if you want a recommendation from NARS, this is it. I actually am going to repurchase this and just get rid of this one because it's not the best shade for me and it's on the older side. So I'm going to get rid of this, but it will be replaced because I need it in my collection. The Makeup by Mario foundation, this is really nice. This is the original. I like this one better than the newer one, which is probably in another one of my makeup drawers. This I think is better for dry skin, and then the other one is better for oily skin. Smashbox Always On foundation. This is like an average foundation. I don't really have too much to say about it, to be honest. I don't dislike it at all. I think it's fine. It's just sitting in a sea of other amazing foundations, so I do think I can pass this one on. I have 2 Huda Beauty foundations. I love the Easy Blur. This one was on Black Friday sale. It is so, so good. And then Luminous Matte, I'm going to hold on to. Do they still sell it, actually? If they don't, I don't need it. So actually, I think I can go ahead and get rid of this one. It's still on the Huda Beauty website, but it's no longer sold at Sephora. So I think this is a foundation that they may be phasing out. And it's not even that good of a shade on me anyways. So I'm going to get rid of that, but I'm definitely holding on to this. I always love to keep an Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint in my collection because I love to mix this with heavier, stickier, thicker foundations, and it just thins it out beautifully. So we'll always have one of these in my collection. Love, love, love this Laura Mercier foundation. It's super long lasting. And you know what? The Rem is really, really good. It's very similar to the House Labs. I see I have 2 of the Lawless Forget the Filler foundations, which these are okay. I don't think they're game-changing foundations, but this one is way too dark for me. So I'm just going to hold on to the one. And this is quite the full coverage perfecting foundation from ABH. It's decent. I don't reach for it too much, but it's a decent product. We have the One Size Full Beat Liquid Foundation, and it is just that. A full beat foundation. Keeping that. The Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow is very, very nice. It's a little bit glowier than the original Teint Idole. I don't really, this is still good, it is. I don't really love the Westman Atelier foundation, if I'm being honest with you guys. But I do keep it because I review Westman Atelier, but it's not my favorite. We have the Hourglass foundation stick, which used to be so, so viral back in the day. I do think it is a bit thick for me. I like to mix it with that Ilia that I talked about, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep these because they're iconic, pretty much. I have the Kosas Revealer foundation, which I don't really recommend. It is kind of heavy looking on my skin, so I don't wear this unless it's for video purposes. Love this Glossier foundation. I feel like this is so underrated. Not enough people talk about this foundation. It's definitely a must-have for me. This normally would go in my drawers. I don't know how it ended up here, but that's okay. It's the True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. Really lightweight on the skin. I enjoy this one a lot. The MAC Studio Radiance. I've been loving MAC recently. This shade is a little bit light on me, and I think sometimes it can look a little bit dry, but it's still a decent foundation. And I'm not the biggest fan of the liquid foundations from Bare Minerals. I'll talk about a concealer later in today's video that I love from them. These aren't my favorite, but again, I do review Bare Minerals a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to these, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend these. So like I said, I'm not decluttering a ton. Let's see how much I've ended up decluttering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 actually. That's pretty good, but these are all that I'm going to get rid of or find a new home for. I'm gonna restock my foundation bar now with these, but that's good. We're nice and cleansed. I know what I have. And then in case you wanted an individual view, these are the 13 foundations from my foundation bar that I'm decluttering. Now we're gonna get into more like the skin tint side of things. As you can see, I got all types of things here too. All right, skin tints, tinted moisturizers, and a lot of the squeezy tube packaging is what was in these two drawers. So the first thing that I see that I'm gonna get rid of, this was like the beginning of the TikTok era, the Good Apple foundation from KVD. While I still love the liquid one, I am going to declutter this one. It is simply old. I have two of the Danessa Myricks Obsolete products, which I think are better for more oily skin, but I do keep this because I cover Danessa a lot in my collection. I do have a lot, like a lot of different IT Cosmetics products. I love IT Cosmetics, but let's see which ones I need to get rid of. I need to get rid of one of these. Not because they're bad, just simply because I don't need two shades. So I'm going to keep Fairlight and get rid of the deeper shade. And then we of course have the original, which again, I'm going to keep Fairlight. Light I feel like has been a little too deep for me lately. And then I'm going to hold on to the natural CC Matte. So I have one of each formula. I do love the classic Dior Backstage foundation. This one is so lovely. This is new, however, it is the older formulation, as you can tell, because the C is missing, but it's still perfectly good. I'm gonna give this to one of my friends this weekend, since I have the other ones. Fenty Skin Tinted Moisturizer. This is really nice. Gives almost no coverage, but that's kind of the point. I don't know how it happened, honestly, that I have 3 different of these Ilia foundation sticks. I'm gonna get rid of the deepest one because that one's definitely not gonna work for me. We'll hold on to the Too Faced Born This Way Healthy Glow Skin Tint. I don't know, I feel like not enough people talk about this. I think that this is really nice. This, though, happens to be pretty much my all-time favorite skin tint from Danessa Myricks here. It is incredible. I don't love the Super Goop, but I do review Super Goop often, so we'll hold on to that. This is new to my collection. I think Jones Road did a great job with their tinted moisturizer. I think it's really high quality. These are one of my all-time favorites. I mixed these 2 shades, but the Dr. Jart BB, what is it, like a skin tint situation? These are simply the best. I mean, probably the best in all of these drawers. I love these. I have the Laura Mercier products. I know that this one right here, the packaging that's more flat, this is discontinued, so we'll get rid of that. But I do want to keep the Blurred Matte and the Dewy Tinted Moisturizer. Love these Age 20s. These are like, it's a cream foundation, I would say. Super duper beautiful on the skin. So keeping these. I have the Hailey's Beauty foundations, which are really beautiful, that I'm going to keep. And you guys know I don't love the Hydro Grip from Milk, but it is a very popular product. So we hold on to it for that reason. But if this was a personal collection, I would get rid of that. I am going to declutter these Florasis cushion foundations. I just don't need them. I don't reach for them very often. I have all of my tiers, which I love all of these for different reasons. We'll just kind of push them to the side. I don't love the ABH skin tint stick. I find it sits on top of the skin, but hold on to it. I do very much enjoy the Bosma foundation stick. It blends into the skin beautifully. And this is another product that's very underrated that I really love from Sigma. Sigma as a brand can be hit or miss for me, but they do have a couple products that I think are so good. Like their hydrating tint is incredible. I don't love the Kosas BB Burst Tinted Gel Cream. It's okay. I definitely don't need 2 different shades. So I think I'll keep the light neutral, and then I'll get rid of the deeper one. But I still want the formula on hand. I do like the Super Smooth Skin Tint from Iconic London. This is very nice. And then I also do really enjoy the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint. In fact, I do find these to be pretty underrated. But as you can see, I'm just more pale now in general, so I'm getting rid of the deeper one because 6 is a pretty good match for me. I like this so much better than this stick from Fenty Beauty. This just doesn't do it for me. So I'm gonna keep it just to have it because it's in the line, but I don't love it. And then also, you guys know how I feel about this Glossier skin tint. It is like tinted water, but with no tint, really, at all. So I don't recommend that. I have 2 for some reason of the Jane Iredale Tinted Serum, which I'm trying to learn to love. I'm not there yet. Interesting. This one, light to medium, looks little weird to me, like almost foggy, so I'm going to get rid of that, but I'll hold on to this one. This is really nice just for everyday. I loved this summer from Merit, the Uniform Tinted Mineral Sunscreen, obviously tinted. I'm going to get rid of this from Smashbox. It's just a forgettable product. The Halo Glow Tinted Moisturizer. Not bad, just forgettable. And then I have, these look gross, but I have my Hourglass Veil products. I love the skin tint. These are one of the best skin tints. They're up there with like my Danessa Myrix. So I'm gonna keep both of these. Well, I'll get rid of the deeper one because it will oxidize on me. The Illusion, I was so disappointed when this one came out. It's a fine product, but it's just not nearly as good as this one. But anyways, we have the Slip Tint, which I quite enjoy from Say. I think there's a lot of mixed reviews on this, but I think it's nice. This one from One Size, the Turn Up the Base, I find to be a bit heavy on my skin, but it is quite full coverage. And the Bounce Foundation from Beauty Blender is quite nice. It's quite full coverage. I think it sits really beautifully on the skin. However, I don't need it anymore in my collection, so I am going to declutter that. We have the Tower 28 Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen. This is okay. I don't mind it. We have the Iris and Romeo, which is a fairly new brand at Sephora. I think it's slowly starting to gain a little bit more momentum. This is their dewy coverage. It doesn't give very, very much, but it's great for really natural. I've been enjoying this and products like this since I've gotten pregnant, since I don't want too much on my skin. This has been nice to throw on, and because I'm lazy, let's be real. I've been tired and lazier. Then we have the Makeup Forever Super Boost Skin Tint. This is okay, nothing to write home about. I do really like the Lisa Eldridge. Unfortunately, I have a shade that's way, way, way too light for me, so I can't enjoy it to the fullest, but the formula, so, so, so good. I didn't realize I had 2 different shades. Well, I'm gonna get rid of light 2 because I don't like this enough to have it in 2 different shades, to put it simply. I want the formula in my collection, but I don't need 2 shades of them. Okay, we have the Born This Way Soft Matte Foundation. This is decent from Too Faced. I think Too Faced has a pretty solid formula under their line when it comes to foundations. I do like this. And not enough people talk about this for my liking. I love this Urban Decay foundation. It's their Face Bond foundation, and it's always on 50% off. I hope they never discontinue it because it's so, so good, but they might. Signs are there. Then we have this from Bobbi Brown. This is the Vitamin Enriched Face Base, which I simply held in my collection because I hated it so much, but I think we can get rid of it, but I still freaking hate this. This is one of the worst things I've ever put on my skin. Not even being dramatic. And then I have a couple of the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Moisturizer. I don't know if these are different, but I think this is older, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And I think we've pared this one down well. We'll do the count at the end, but this is all that I'm getting rid of, which I think is really, really good. But let me fill up these drawers. And at the end of it, I ended up getting rid of 17 products from those drawers, which is really, really good. It really does add up, even though the ratio isn't like impressive by any means. This will all add up. So we've gotten rid of almost like 30 already, which is crazy. Okay, concealers are next, which my drawers aren't crazy, but I would like to go through them, of course, because we still don't have like 4 of them. Okay, lots and lots of concealers, but before I actually get into the concealers, this is my color correcting drawer, and I'm letting you know right off the bat, I'm getting rid of this NARS one because it's leaking. I just don't want that. And I like to keep a pink concealer and a peach corrector, so this one is a little too deep for me from Kosas. I like this. I like this better actually than the concealer version of this, but I just don't need this color. It's a bit too orange for me, and I have plenty of other orange options anyways. And I think that's it really for this drawer. I love, love, love this Sigma. Let me show you actually. I replaced it recently. That's why it's never been used, but I promise you, I do love this color corrector from Sigma. It works really well. The Cali Ray is good and sheer. I love the Natasha Denona one. It's nice and milky. And the Huda Beauty one I don't have too much experience with, honestly, because I tend to reach for these guys over here. And then I also have this Lisa Eldridge concealer stick. And then these Jones Road ones, I can't decide, do I need all 4 of these? Definitely not, but I like these for little natural makeup days to pair with like a skin tint. So I'm just gonna leave these here. Different colors for different parts of the face. Well, hold on, let's see. Maybe shade 9 is a little too deep. Okay, so I'll actually get rid of shade 7, and I'll keep these other 2 shades. So got 3 out of the color correction drawer. So concealers, you'll notice for multiple concealers, I have multiple shades of the same concealer, but for me, that is so necessary because I don't use concealer just for like one shade. I use sometimes to brighten. I want it sometimes closer to my skin tone. Sometimes I want it for all over the face, so it needs to add to my skin tone. Sometimes I have a concealer that's too light and a concealer that's too dark, and I like to mix them and customize. So that's my explanation as to why, for example, I have 4 of these Fenty's. However, I don't need 4 of these. We're even from Fenty because these are all quite close to each other. I like this concealer. It's very hydrating. It just doesn't have the best wear time. It does crease a little bit, so I'm debating which one I want to keep. I'll get rid of 150, because I have 140N, 225N, and 200. Well, I can also actually get rid of 200, and I can just keep the light and the more skin tone version. So 4 is a little extra, except maybe not when it comes to Jane Iredale's concealer, because this is a favorite of mine, because I love to, again, mix. I have 7W, 6N, 2N is the lightest, 4N is the best. I think I'll get rid of 6 just because it's a bit excessive, but I'm still keeping 3. I love how creamy that one is. I don't use the Lancome Serum Concealer too much. I'm gonna have to use this more. I do have 2 shades of the IT Cosmetics Do It All. However, light neutral is just a little too deep for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep light cool. But this is a nice concealer, and it's a new concealer. I do love this Huda Beauty concealer. It's more on the matte side, but it's very, very perfecting, and it has minimal creasing. This Too Faced Born This Way one, I have 2 of them. One in light beige, which is more skin tone, and then one in vanilla, which is more of my under eye shade. So I'm holding on to both of those. That's like a staple concealer of mine. I have 2 YSL All Angles concealer. Again, this is one of those concealers where I got them in a PR package, and neither are really my perfect shade. So I mix these to get what I need. This is an okay concealer. It's not an all-time favorite. I used to mess so heavy and hard with this Tom Ford concealer. It was one of those concealers that melted into the skin right away, and I've held on to it for so long because I paid a pretty penny for it, but this formulation is definitely expired. It just doesn't have the same wear time, so we're gonna get rid of that. This is one of my all-time favorite concealers for events. This is the Naked Quickie from Urban Decay, long-lasting, full coverage. Definitely need both of those in my life. I sound crazy, but you You gotta get it. This LYS Triple Fix Concealer, they have their new one that's actually in my filming studio right now, but this one is definitely too deep for me, so I'm going to get rid of this, and if I ever need a new one, I just need to get a better shade, because I can look at this and tell you this has no value to my collection with it being such an off shade. I have two of the Armani Luminous Silk Concealers, really just a classic, really lightweight. Sometimes I'll put it all over my skin. So keep both of those. The same one travels a bit. I don't really love this one, but I do keep it for review purposes. This is actually an old, I just realized, Luminous Silk Concealer that I'm going to get rid of because I have these two. This is the old packaging. I have not used this Too Faced concealer in a while. It's more of a illuminating concealer. Okay, this is my Tarte Shape Tape collection, which comes in and out of my life for multiple reasons. But does this always happen to you? I feel like my original Tarte Shape Tape, which by the way I do use often in videos, it always oxidizes like this, which is just not good. So I am going to get rid of this one and eventually have to repurchase it again because it's relevant for a video, but it is what it is. I also have a couple of the ultra creamy formulas. Which one is this one? This is the Radiant, right? So we'll hold on to the Radiant. These are both creamy, but this is the better shade, but this one is like nicer and newer. See my dilemma here? Like, this is more of my skin tone shade. I like the creamy. I do. Makeup by Mario will definitely keep. This is a more full coverage one. Iconic London. Do I have another one? I thought I did. Maybe not, but this is a really, really creamy concealer. It's quite lovely. They also have this one, which I think probably should go in the color correction drawer. These are interesting because one side is actually a color corrector, and they're very, very nice. Let's see. We have Dior Backstage Concealer, which is okay. I think it's a bit overrated. These Dominique Cosmetic concealers are super duper nice. They're very, very creamy. They have a cooling tip applicator. I do enjoy them, but I just don't think I need them in my collection for work purposes, which sounds stupid to say. I do enjoy them, but I have a lot of concealers that I enjoy right now. I just don't need this. So I'd rather give it away while they're still usable to my friends coming this weekend, so that's why I want them to have it, because it's a good formula. I have two of the Makeup Forever HD Skins. These are okay. I like the different shades, and I love the Kulfi. This is such an underrated concealer. Not a huge fan of the Rephr. In fact, it's been a while since I've used it, but they say it's like anti-crease. It's not at all. I've never been a big fan of the Hourglass concealer, even though it's pretty much like a cult favorite of so many, but I just have never fallen in love with it. I don't know. Valentino Beauty. This one is nice. I feel like it's a little thin, but I do like it. House Labs is one of the best. So that. I mix both of these from Estee Lauder. It's their Double Wear Concealer, though I don't think it's really reminiscent of the Double Wear foundation. I think the foundation version is better than this. But anyways, very thick, very full coverage. This is probably my #1 all-time favorite concealer, I would say. Natasha Denona High Glam, and each of these shades have a home and a use for me. So we'll keep those. This is such an oldie, the Touche Eclat from YSL. I keep it for the nostalgia. I just remember being a little girl and my mom having this in her collection. And then I have these Merit sticks, which are very, very lovely. This one probably, it always makes a mess, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the ochre shade, which I use for all over. I use the shade Linen on my under eyes, but I always drop it everywhere because it comes out, so I'll need to replace that eventually. This is another favorite of mine, the Tower 28 it's not Make Waves, that's their mascara, the Serum Concealer, and it literally is like a serum. Again, each shade has a place and a reason. I probably don't need 0.5 and 1, right? I'll just do the one in between. I'll get rid of that. Even though I'm okay with having multiple shades of a concealer, if I don't love it, then I'm like, okay, I don't need 5 of them. One of my all-time favorite concealers of the moment. I have a lot of favorites, but it's this one from MAC, the Studio Radiance, super duper creamy. Not a huge fan of the Kosas concealer, but it is so popular that it's really relevant for me to have, but it creases on me. I think it's overrated. All of these are beautiful in their own way. Love these. NARS Radiant Creamy, obviously, one of the best. Bare Minerals, such an underrated concealer. It does not crease and it's great for oily skin. And then really buttery but full coverage from One Size. We also have the Weightless Long Wear Concealer from Hailey's Beauty. They have another one that I'm about to mention that I like better than this one. So I'll just put this away because I'll pull these out here. I love their Rewind Blurring Full Coverage Concealer. These are so good. So I'm holding on to these. Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, another incredible creamy concealer. I love it when it's creamy and kind of like medium to full coverage, but doesn't crease. We have the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Concealers. Not as good as the foundation, if you ask me, but I'm a mix between these two shades. I find the Lawless Concealer to be a bit on the dry side. Not a favorite of mine. This from Espresso is really beautiful, really buttery, but I have to put my work first. I have so many others that I love anyways. So I'm gonna give this to my friends, but it's a beautiful concealer. And then these are so underrated. These are like the under eye brighteners from Fenty Beauty, but they do not crease at all. Incredible. And then Milk Makeup. This is such a good concealer. When it first came out, I remember it was like the only concealer that I liked for a year. And then that brings us to pot concealers. So NARS Creme Brulee. Love this. This one is old though, and I actually just recently repurchased a new fresh one. This is a staple. I have to have this in my collection at all times, but it will be refreshed and replaced. So we can get rid of that. The Rem Beauty Concealer. This is a decent pot concealer. I don't like it on the under eyes, but it's great for spot concealing. Typically, pot concealers I don't enjoy on the under eyes, except for this one from Glossier. This is like a very stretchy concealer, as they call it, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend this one. And then we also have RMS Beauty, which I just feel bad because I won't talk about it a lot in videos, so it won't get used. It's not a bad concealer at all, but since it's fairly new, I'd rather give it away while it's still usable to my friends. So that's it. We're keeping all of this, and then I'll show you what I ended up decluttering. As far as organizing, I'm gonna put my pot concealers and squishy concealers, just a little less traditional style packaging, in this drawer. And then the rest I'll put in between these two. We'll do, I guess, luxury. And then I ended up decluttering 19 concealers, which is really good. That did freshen up some space in these drawers. So my primer section is right here. It's not overflowing yet. However, it's gotten really disorganized over the last year. There's also one right here. So I'm gonna pull these 5 out and see what we can do. All right, let's begin working our way through the whole primer collection. Hourglass Vanish Airbrush, definitely one of my all-time favorites. So holding on to that. I do not like this. It leaves behind glitter on the face. I'm keeping it because it's new. So I have plans for future videos with this, but not a fan at all. Love this. This is so underrated. I don't know why anybody doesn't talk about the Luminous Silk Primer, because everybody seems to talk about the foundation, which is great, and the concealer, but this is also good. I am going to get rid of the Benefit Do La La. I just don't find that it does anything for me. So that can go. This is very hydrating and still lightweight, but feels like a skincare product from Kofi, fairly new. I'm gonna hold on to the Laura Mercier, who's kind of one of the OGs when it comes to makeup primers. I've been using their primers for a few years. Super duper glowy. If you want one of the glowiest primers on the market, Glossier. Be careful not to over apply because it can make you make the makeup look a little heavy, but it's gorgeous. This Peter Thomas Roth really didn't do anything for me. So I'm gonna get rid of this. And I do love a MAC strobe cream. I do. However, I don't love this color. This is the UV light. It's like violet. I'm just never gonna use this color, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Definitely going to keep Huda Beauty. This is good. It does what it's supposed to do. I just have dry skin, so it's not a favorite of mine. This is, in the summer, I love the glowiness, and then you can't go wrong with a little extra layer of protection. I mean, I have a few SPF products. Like, this is really just a sunscreen from Charlotte Tilbury, but it feels so good under makeup that I put it with the primers. Also, is this another SPF one? The Dream Beam from Kosas as well. So these are some of my SPF ones that I'll use occasionally. I love Danessa Myricks. The Yummy Skin Glow Serums are incredible. You don't need both because these are both very, very sheer. But I love how hydrating these are, and they smell amazing. Now, I haven't tried the Yummy Skin Moisture Repair Balm Serum yet from Danessa Myricks, but she actually recommended this for me to try. So I put it in my drawer to pull out soon. Love these from Dior. These are great. They're a little softer than the Charlotte Tilbury, but they do add a really nice natural glow. Over here on this side, kind of off camera, I have all of like the tinted bronzy ones. I'm saving those. I just want to get through the main portion of primers first. Like I have the True Skin Radiant Priming Serum. This almost feels more like skincare, I would say. It doesn't really stand out too much, but I like it. Really, really love the One Size Secure the Glow primer. I think you really killed it with this. On the opposite end, we have the Secure the Sweat, which I would have loved back when I lived in Miami because I am dry, but I am sweaty. For some reason, I have two of the One Size Secure the Glows. So I think this one is the newer one, so I'll hold on to that. But this one is still good. I have a friend who would really love that. I keep mentioning my friends. It's because I have my college friends visiting me this weekend. So I'm just like preparing for them, and they're like ready. One of my friends is bringing a whole luggage just to bring stuff home, which I encourage. This from Milk Makeup doesn't really stand out to me. I have not been loving the new Milk Makeup products, you guys. Doesn't do much. This one is really cool. It's that snail mucin, so it stretches. I like it a lot. I also really like the Rephr. I hate the packaging. It's that like roller thing. Look, looks like it's leaking, but it's very, very nice. This is super underrated. If you have dry skin but are like in the summer or you want your makeup to last a long time, I love this because it's hydrating, but it also helps makeup last longer from Urban Decay. This is an oldie but a goodie that I had gotten in PR semi recently, and I was really excited about it because this is like a moisturizer pretty much. It's really, really nice. But this one I've been talking about so much from MAC, the Hyper Real Ceramizer. This is one of the best pre-makeup products. It could also be skincare, but if you have dry skin, so good. Makeup is so good nowadays, you guys. That's why I like so much, because they're doing such a good job. Just like with these two. I mean, these are all stars here. Been loving the base thinner from One Size. This is incredible. It actually leaves behind the prettiest pearly glow. And then this one from Natasha Denona really gives hydration and legit glow. If you watch me, you know I'm not the biggest fan of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. However, it is such a relevant, popular product that I do keep it in my collection. But it's not a primer that I enjoy, if I'm being honest with you. I have so many of these Says. I have Star Glow. There's a mini Star Glow here that I can get rid of. I do love these though. I think that this is a gorgeous product, which is why I have different shades. I've gotten these in holiday kits. So I have Warm Glow, Rose Glow, and Sun Glow as well. Gonna keep all of these because I do really like this. If I want something lightweight but leaves behind a glow, these are amazing. I am going to get rid of this Haley's Soft Matte Poreless Primer. It's a nice primer. I just have dry skin. Like, nothing wrong with it. I love this one from Jane Iredale. It's one of the best primers. It's the Smooth Affair. It really leaves the skin nice and smooth, but it's still hydrating. It doesn't dry the skin out at all. I'm going to get rid of this from Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Moisture Grip, but the problem is it feels great upon application, but after 1 minute, it's almost like I didn't apply anything. It just disappears. So I'm gonna pass on that. I don't need that. I have the Illuminating Pure Canvas primer and then the Blurring from Laura Mercier. Like I said, I really love the Laura Mercier primers, so I'm gonna hold on to those. I have a couple Fenty Beauty. We have the Soft Silk Hydrating Primer and then the Soft Matte. I love Fenty Beauty, so I'm holding on to these. I love the Silk one more. This is my bread and butter. I think they do a great job with this, but even this one is nice from Fenty, but I do prefer this. Have a couple of Smashbox. I know Smashbox is not as popular nowadays, but they do still have good primers, and they're still kind of always remarketing them. So we have the hydrating one, which I really love, the primerizer. I used to use this in my makeup kit back in the day when I was a makeup artist, and then I always like to keep the original around because everybody talks about it. This is from the brand Espresso, which is an Italian kind of like Glossier, I would say. I love this primer so much. It is so good. Keeping that. I am going to get rid of this hydrating primer from Tarte. To be honest, it's just unmemorable, so I don't need that one around. Let's see, we have, this is just the Universal Yummy Skin from Danessa Myricks Balm Powder. Not my favorite, but when I do my friends' makeup, if they're oily, I will pull that out. I'm going to get rid of this KVD Pore Refining Primer. It's fine. I just have better, and I don't use these kinds of primers super often. Recently got a refresh of this one. Do you guys remember how popular this was back in the day? The Liquid Silk Canvas, but it used to be in a pot, or probably still is, but then the liquid came out, and this is like even better. So I just recently got this, so I'm excited about that. I do have this Tarte Smoothing Primer Base. This is nice. I haven't used it in a bit. I need to pull this out again, but it is one of the nicer smoothing ones. So most of these are my colorless primers. Over to the side, I have my colored primers, or like bronzing drops, like these, the originals. So these I've been storing with my primers. I don't love these, but these are so relevant. I keep them for the channel, but I don't love these. I don't love this style of product in general, so keep that in mind. Like, this is glittery. I don't like this. I am going to get rid of the First Aid Beauty bronze drops. Just will never, ever use these. These Dibs ones are okay. They don't stand out too much, but I do like this rosy color for the body. I won't use the lilac shade very much. It's okay. Again, I don't use these often. There's only very few occasions that I'll use them, but they do exist. Gonna keep the Hygen Bronze only because I'm such a huge fan of the original Hygen, but we don't love this one as much as we love this one. I never used these Naked Sundays ones. They were pretty popular for a bit there, so I tried them, but they mess up my makeup. I just don't like these. They look heavy. I'll hold on to the Glow Recipe. I also do have the watermelon one, but that's on display. That's why it's not here right now. Don't use this one as much, but again, if my foundation's too light, I will. These Jouer, I really like actually the glow one on its own on my skin. The bronze one is okay. Sometimes I've used it as a bronzer, but I am going to get rid of the bronzer. But I love this on bare skin for no makeup day. And then we have these from Summer Fridays. These are more of a flat finish, which is actually really nice. I like how they don't look glittery or metallic on the skin. And these are newer to me, so I'll hold on to them, but I'm not like, I don't have a relationship with these yet. I don't love them. And then the last one that I have used this before. It just came to me in PR, so I replaced it. But I'm actually just gonna give this away because I'm not gonna reach for this, so it's brand new. Now I've got to organize these back into their categories, but that's all sorted through. So how I organize these are like the colored ones and then SPF primers. These are the primers that give a lot of glow, like visible glow on the skin. These are more of like the blurring, smoothing type primers. These are the more hydrating primers, the ones that almost feel like skincare. And then this one is like miscellaneous, like hydrating, random stuff that didn't cover the other categories, but that's good. And then as far as decluttering today, we are getting rid of 15 different primers, which is okay. I was hoping to do a little bit more, but that's all right. We did good. When it comes to powders, I am so overflowing because they are just so large. So I have this drawer. This was an overflow drawer at one point, and it is now, it's a full drawer of powders now. And then, oh my goodness, this. And then this. I really love powders. For a girl who has dry skin, I really do love powders. So we'll dive into my loose powder collection first, because man, do I love a loose powder. They are just superior, even though I like a pressed powder too. Loose powders are superior. And I'm going to start off with these. We're just going to get these out of the way because I know this brand doesn't exist anymore, but Jaclyn Cosmetics, they make the best powders, or they made the best powders. So I'll use these off camera. I love the powders that were in the brand. Seriously. So I'm keeping all of those. I think they're so special. These are really ginormous. From Makeup Forever, the HD setting powders. I don't need 3. So I'll keep the corrective. Well, lavender, I don't really like the lavender. These are weird shades. Because I'll keep the medium neutral, and then I guess I'll keep corrective lavender, and then the rose can go. They're just so giant. They're decent powders, but nothing game-changing. I'm going to get rid of this Hydra setting powder from Hermes. It's one of those powders that feels wet on the touch of the skin, but this darkens my makeup, so it's just not a good shade for me. Okay, I guess I'll do Laura Mercier since I just touched them. Of course, need to keep their OG powder, which is just amazing. And then you guys know I've been loving their under eye powders. I have one, I think they remarketed or repackaged. I don't know if they reformulated, but I have 2 of the Secret Under Eye Brightening powders. But these are the newer ones, soft pink and translucent. And so then I can pass off. This is like the older one, though I don't really think it's that old. Anyways, Jones Road. I don't use these too often if I'm being honest, but I do like to hold on to Jones Road products, though this is very yellow and this is very pink. I might have to reevaluate on these, but right now I don't feel the need to get rid of them. Glossier. It's fine. It's not a favorite. Makeup by Mario, it's not underrated. I do think a lot of people love this powder, but I love this powder. It is so, so good for oily skin because of the body that it has. I am, however, not a fan of Benefit, and I would declutter this if this were not already being planned to be put in a bad makeup video because it's super duper drying. So I need it for a video, but otherwise it would go. Kosas. These pull brighter on the skin than they look, which I just can't decide which colors I like better because it depends on my look I'm doing, right? Sometimes I want pink, sometimes I want banana. It's just these are huge, but I'm holding on to these. Not the most amazing powder in the world, but they're fine. This is a classic. I've done a fun video with this one, the RCMA. There's not much to it, but I just had this for a video. So I still kind of hold on to it. One Size, just one of the brands I review, so gonna hold on to this. A bit too heavy for my skin type. And then also, this I replaced recently because I got it in PR from Milk Makeup. This is their matte powder. Nothing to write home about, but I do review Milk. I have even more Huda Beauty powders throughout my makeup room. They're everywhere because I always do my makeup with them. So needless to say, I'll be keeping most of these. Some of these have old packaging, But I am gonna get rid of Ube Birthday Cake just because it's a terrible color on me. I knew better. This is my own fault. It's not the fault of the brand, but I won't use that shade. But I'll keep these other shades. I enjoy these other shades. Let's see what else we got. House Labs powder. Decent powder. Very nice. Very lightweight. Say, kind of forgettable if I'm being honest. I can't really tell you too much. I got this when I did a video doing like half of my face with it, but I never felt the need to go back to it. So it must not be that good. Sigma. I love this powder. This is one of the best powders. Soft Focus Setting Powder. Nobody talks about this. So stinking good. I love this. I love their under eye corrector. They do have some bangers. This is one of them. LYS. This slightly darkens my under eyes. It is nice and blurring, but I don't love this color because it's not really translucent. I can't stand when that happens. This is one of the best loose setting powders if you have dry skin. If you have a glowier base, right? This is one where it's not going to take away from your glowier base. It's still going to set your makeup, but it's not going to mattify it all day. It might a little bit upon application, but the natural finish that you had prior to applying powder will come through after a bit. So this is a phenomenal powder. So, so good. Also love About Face. One of the most super blurring powders and a fantastic price. Fenty Beauty, they've recently redone their powders. I must have them in my filming studio right now. This is a bit drying. I don't like this one. Their new ones are much, much better. But I'm gonna keep it just for video's sake. This Tarte, I bought it because I saw so many ads about how smooth it made the skin. But I bought the shade Lavender and I need to stop doing that because lavender looks like crap on me. So I'm gonna give this away. Again, user error. I should have just not bought that color. This is Old from Pat McGrath. Old, but it's a powder, so it's still fine. The loose setting powder. Nobody ever talks about this because the pressed powder is where it's at actually when it comes to Pat McGrath. But as you can see underneath this glass, she is a Pat McGrath fan, so we're going to keep that. And then I have Kimchi Chic. This is an awesome, awesome setting powder. I really, really like this. This was a TikTok shop inspired purchase, and I was not disappointed. I was, however, disappointed with this Laneige loose setting powder. It darkens the under eyes, and it's almost too fine, and I don't like the packaging, so that one can go. Dominique Cosmetics products are fine, but I'm just decluttering all of them today because, I don't know, the brand doesn't excite me or something. Like, this is a good powder, but I have other good powders. I don't need them. I want to give them away. They are perfectly good to still be used, but I just have more that I like better. This is gold, you guys. This is the original Givenchy Prism Liebe powder. No glitters with this one. Definitely going to hold on to that. And not a lot of people talk about the YSL loose setting powder, but this is also very, very nice. This is the All Hours Hyper Blur. I really like this one. And then lastly, Hailey's Beauty. I enjoy this one. Very lightweight, very blurring. I just don't need both. I think one of them I haven't used yet, this one. So I'll get rid of that. But I'm going to hold on to the Translucent Fair, because I do really like this powder too. These can go back in the bins and take up like so much space. Didn't get rid of that many. I'll show you at the end. So I'm looking at my powder collection here, you guys, and I think I might have some trouble decluttering these pressed powders. But let's go through it all. I have a couple from Chantecaille, so we'll start off here. This is the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. It's super light on the skin, really beautiful for mature skin. And then this one is also, so this one's just a little bit deeper, so sometimes I'll use this to bronze. Needless to say, I love these, so I'm keeping them. I have 3 for some reason. It was a PR package, that's why. This is a Studio Fix powder. So let me decide, because I don't need all of these. They tend to send me deeper shades, which is fine. I'll just go out and purchase you know, what I need. Like N4, definitely gonna keep in C 3.5. And then I'll get rid of this deeper one. It's just too dark. Also have multiple shades of this Jane Iredale powder, but I stinking love this powder, you guys. I think I need all of these shades because I also have one that's a little bit more skin tone for all over. And then this one is white for brightening. So I just love this powder so much. So I'm going to have to keep it. Wonder Skin, this one is new to me. I'm liking it so far, but I'm still like testing it. These are brand new from Dibs. So let's see. One of them I'm not using, this one. So I'm going to declutter this, and then I'll keep the New Beginnings shade. This is a nice powder. I've been enjoying it. And if you haven't tried the Florisis powder, oh, there's two different ones here, right? Yes. So this is so good. It feels like nothing on the skin. And then this one I don't have experience with. I forgot that I had this one, honestly, which means it should be decluttered. They always send me this in PR, so I know I'm gonna get this again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass these on, but they'll find their way back. This was such a disappointment when Hourglass launched these Vanish pressed powders. I was so excited. I bought two different shades, but they're a little on the drying side. However, with me being an Hourglass reviewer, they must stay. I told y'all earlier, Jaclyn Cosmetics has amazing powders. So I still use them off camera. Then I have this Too Faced powder, which honestly is kind of forgettable. But I don't even remember what I think about that, which is sad. I need to use that again. And then over here, I have the Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder. A little on the drying side. I have their loose mineral powders that I want to try again. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the lighter one. This particular shade, Light Neutral, is not light neutral. It's very warm. So I'm just gonna keep Fair 10 Neutral. So I do think it is a bit ridiculous to have 4 of these Kosas powders, especially when they aren't even my all-time favorite. But I was looking at the colors that I have. So I enjoy Feathery because it's like my skin tone. I have Breezy because it's also like my skin tone, but a little bit lighter. And then I have Buttery, which I can't even open. Buttery, which is a nice yellow. And I definitely want to keep the cotton candy one because it's pink-ish. So I guess we'll get rid of Breezy, and I'll keep the skin tone and then the different undertones. This Tarte Amazonian Clay Pressed Finishing Powder. This is really nice at smoothing the skin. So I don't use this one too much if I'm being honest, but I want to give her another chance. This is fairly new. I don't think it does too much if I'm being honest. It's too expensive. This is from Dior. It's the Forever Nude Radiant Filter. It's not a favorite of mine. Neither are these Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch powders. They just aren't as good as the loose setting powder, but you know I do a lot of Huda Beauty content, so I'm gonna hold on to them, but they're not my favorite. This is pretty popular. Well, I believe it won an Allure Best of Beauty Award last year. This is a Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. I haven't gotten too much use out of it. I'm, to be honest, just not obsessed with it. I have other powders that I enjoy more, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I also have this NARS powder, which I really enjoy. This powder, I think it does a nice job of setting in makeup. It's a little bit more robust. We have this NARS powder, which is brand new from their holiday collection. Look at that. It has the beautiful tie-dye, and I'm really enjoying this so far. Look, this is a treasure. Now, if I could go back, I'm much more pale these days. I would have gotten a lighter color, but there's no going back now. The Face and Body Powder No Powder that they discontinued and never brought back. Dior, why? Keeping that. This was my everyday powder foundation that I used to wear when I was a teacher, when I taught PE, and yeah, I loved it then. I don't love it as much now, funny enough, but it served me well in my 20s, and I still like to keep one stocked, if even just for the nostalgia. This one I don't use as much as I thought I was going to. This is a Luminous Silk Powder from Armani. I should use this more. When I declutter, I always find things that I'm like, I want to use this more. This is one of those products. We also have one of the most successful products from Sephora collection because, you know, they're always bringing in and out different powders. So I like to hold on to this one because this is a tried and true from them. Honestly, I forgot about this Rare Beauty powder. It's fine. It's like a normal powder. Okay. This is the Makeup Forever powder foundation. They've discontinued this, I believe. So I'm holding on to this baby because I really enjoyed this. So you guys know I have a love for powder foundations. I don't use them as much, but when I do use them, every time I'm like, dang, why don't I use them more? So I have that. I also have the one size. The one size is pretty good. Natasha Denona has one of the better powder foundations on the market. If you're looking for something more full coverage, I'm going to have to do a dedicated powder foundation drawer, I think. I don't use the Lawless one too much, but I do review Lawless a lot, so I'll hold on to this. But this one isn't by any means a special powder. The Tower 28 is okay. It can have a tendency to look a little on the dry side, so I keep this one for super brightening. I really like this color, and then this one is a little bit more skin tone. I didn't realize, you know, I used to think I only needed one color of each product, but now I really like to use different shades for different purposes, which is not good for my space. But Laura Mercier, I have a couple powders from them. You guys know I'm their biggest cheerleader, as I say. So I have this Luminous Pressed powder, which has a little bit of a luminous finish. It's baked. This is okay. Actually, I haven't used this that much. This is the one that's just okay. This is their press setting powder. This is nothing like their loose setting powder. It's simply not as good, and mine's looking a little ick, so I'm just going to get rid of this one and just go for their loose setting powder. We have this from Nabla, which is gorgeous. This is a close-up smoothing pressed powder. This really sets makeup in but keeps the skin looking soft. However, I'm going to declutter it. Not because I don't like it, but because I don't need it for work purposes. And there's just a plethora of powders. Some are going to make it, some are not. Just realized I have another one of this one size. This one, Stage White. You never know when that's going to come in handy. How fun. I have a couple of different Fenty powders. Nobody really talked about the powder foundation from Fenty, but they have a really lovely powder foundation. And then they also have this matte one, which is one that, as you can see, I don't use very often. I've replaced this since I've gotten it in PR, so that's why it's untouched. But they have new pressed powders with color. Those are in my filming studio right now. That I like those better than this one. But this is kind of a classic product from Fenty, so I do like to have it in my collection. Let's see, we have Westman Atelier. This powder, I liked it, but I definitely don't use it as much as I thought I would. And you know how Westman Atelier is so expensive? I don't see any anymore that I think I'm going to declutter. These from Kaleidos, who randomly just launched a collection out of nowhere. I really like these powders. I can tell you I don't need both. So I'll keep the light one and then I'll get rid of this one. But these are really, really lovely to shape and contour and brighten the base. But I just didn't need more than one. And you'll see these powders more throughout this video. One of the best pressed finishing / setting powders from Pat McGrath ever. I have multiple other colors swimming throughout my collection. They're probably in my filming studio right now, which, by the way, if you notice like things are missing, it's because I have my stuff split between 2 rooms, and stuff that's in use for videos currently, that's where that stuff is. We have the Gucci Beauty powder, which not a lot of people talk about Gucci Beauty anymore, myself included. I do pick things up from them occasionally. This is a nice powder. I wouldn't repurchase it, but it's like, you know, bougie. I'm not gonna get rid of this. I paid too much money for this. And then finally we have these, which I recently restocked due to getting these into PR. These are the Haley's Recover Powder Foundation. I wasn't sure. Let me see what colors I want. These are a nice powder. That's why I've held on to them and refreshed them. I'm gonna get them out of their packaging though. These you can use as a powder foundation, but lately I found I actually like using powder foundation to set my liquid foundation because I feel like it just makes the makeup look smoother, and I don't need both. I'm gonna get rid of the deeper one. And that is all of the pressed powders that I am keeping. Let me see if I can fit these all into my big bin, and if not, then I'll put the powder foundations in a separate bin. I did get all the powders to fit, but I have more, I know, in my filming studio, so I'm gonna bring in this guy, and I'm gonna put in my True Fuller Coverage powder foundations, and that will just leave us with a little bit more space. And some of these are powder foundations in here, but I like to use them to set, and these I like to use alone as powder foundations. But yay! And then all in all, I am decluttering 20 different powders, which is amazing. Actually, that's better than I thought we were gonna do for powders, so yay for that. So setting spray drawer is fully filled. I've even had to carry some down here because this is where my lashes were supposed to be, as we're messed up here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on. We'll start off down here. Most of these are ones that I use. Like, I love this Jane Iredale spray. It makes me choke because the scent is really strong for some reason, but it's beautiful and refreshing. Definitely need to keep MAC in stock, as well as Scandinavia, the OG formulation. I have a regular MAC Fix Plus hiding down here, which is always good to have. I must have replaced this recently from, I must have replaced this recently from Kosas. That's why it's in the box still. So we'll see. If I have another one up here, I'll have to get rid of one. All of these, I put so many staples down here. I love the M Cosmetics Divine Water. It's very hydrating. Peach and Lily is one of the best to actually give you glass skin. I can tell these are from a recent time when I did a setting spray video, because all these are the good ones. Fenty Beauty, low-key one of the longest lasting setting sprays. Tear is also really nice. It's a nice all-arounder. I don't think it specializes in anything specific, but it sets the makeup good. I have the Urban Decay, gotta keep, and the best setting spray of all time. I always stock up on this, always have this on hand. Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Let's see what we got in here. You guys. Okay. Benefit Professional. I can't even tell you the last time I've used this, but I keep this because I do cover Benefit. I am going to go ahead and declutter this Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. I just don't ever really talk about it, so I don't think I need it. I love this Makeup by Mario one. I really do feel like it perfects my makeup and makes my makeup last longer. We have the ABH, which I need to keep. This one is decent for long wear as well. It's not an all-time favorite of mine, but I have the One Size Until Dawn long wear setting spray, but this one has SPF in it as opposed to the other one, which I guess is good, but I don't need two because I have dry skin anyways. I don't really get my use out of this, so I'm gonna get rid of this one, not because it's bad. I just don't need two in my collection, so I will keep the one. It does make makeup last longer. I also have this matte setting spray, which I find doesn't really mattify, from Milk. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. I don't need that. I'm also gonna get rid of my Mario Badescu. I just don't use it, even though it's like a lot of people like it. I don't use it, and one of my friends coming over this weekend, she loves this, so I'll give that to her. Half Magic Dew Lock. I really don't remember what I think of this. Is this leaking? Feels wet around here. No, it's not leaking. I don't remember what I think about this, so I'm gonna hold on to it. This SPF It's crazy because it sits on top of the skin when you apply it, but when you press it in, it suddenly blurs the makeup. So love-hate relationship with that, but I'm gonna keep it. We have, this one is the Bridal Makeup Finishing Spray from Scandinavia. I really don't know the difference between this and the this bridal one and the regular, but since I already have the regular, I'm gonna give that one away. We just need some space. Kosas, is this a different one? Yes, so this one I like better than the other one I showed you. This one is dewy. I actually am gonna spray this on my face soon when my skincare soaks in a bit. I really like it. Okay, is this the one with the broken? Yeah, this one is broken. I'm gonna transfer this product elsewhere. So we'll deal with that later. We have Hailey's Beauty setting spray. I don't use it too often, but I do like Hailey's Beauty, so I'll keep it. I mean, in OG setting spray, it does a really nice job. It is not as good as setting sprays that come out nowadays, but I still really do like it. I don't need this because I've already kept the other one. One size, I do love the powder melt one. This is so good too. We have the Your Skin But Better setting spray. This is fairly new in my collection. I don't think I need it. It is very good, but I'm just going to pass it on before it goes bad or anything. It's one of those products where if I get it in PR, I'll hold on to it because I know I like it, but I know I'm not going to get a ton of use out of it because look at all of this, so I'll give that away. Someone will use it. We have the Shape Tape Stay Spray, which I really can't tell you too much about, so I'm going to give that one away. This is not very good, but I tried it this year, so I have it for some videos. You just saw me like itching my belly. I need that for some videos. This one, so good. The Hourglass Soft Focus Setting Spray. It really does make the makeup look nicer on the skin. I have two Glow Recipe Ultrafine Mists. I do really like this, so I'll keep the one that I haven't opened yet. So I'll keep them in boxes to remind myself that this hasn't been used. And then so I have this one, which is still perfectly good. I'll just pass that off. Which one is this for? I have no clue. I have a couple more Urban Decay sprays, and these are the older formulation before they reformulated, but I feel like people say this one's better. I really can't tell the difference, but this is the one with hyaluronic acid, and then this one gives glow. I'm gonna keep them though. And then this one's hopefully not broken, right? No. Okay, and then I gotta keep this because I love those. I've actually decided I'm going to declutter this one. I don't think I'll use it too often. Just in reevaluation mode. It's a bit crowded in here, but it fits. I'll have to edit this at a later time. How many am I decluttering? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. I am decluttering 11 setting sprays. We'll start off with cream and liquid bronzers first, I think, which is this top drawer here. I also threw these up here because they didn't fit. This has some cream bronzers. What are these? I don't think these are bronzers. Okay, yeah, we'll start off cream bronzers. And then I'm just gonna have these beside me. We're not going in on them yet. My powder bronzer drawer. What is this? Oh, I did that yesterday. I think these are all of my bronzers. So here's the cream and liquid bronzer collection spread out. I'm sure we have some lurking in other drawers back here, but we'll start off with bite-sized pieces. So I have 3 colors of the Natasha Denona liquid bronzers because I had a hard time finding which shade was best for me. I kind of like mix the shades, and these aren't all of them. These are okay though, I'm not obsessed with these. They get the job done. I do think these are unique and I really like them. The bronzing products in general from Makeup by Mario are incredible. So I just think These have a really nice liquidy consistency that are really, really natural. And I use the shade light and light medium, depending on what look I'm going for. And then I'll just show you here. We'll stick with Makeup by Mario. These Soft Sculpt Transformers are gorgeous. I love how sheer they are. When you see a product has a crack, it could be a sign that it's drying up, but I touched it and it's still nice and creamy. Thank goodness. But again, light and light medium. I love the Makeup by Mario bronzing line because he also has these shape sticks, which are incredible. Now, these are more robust. These give more pigment. They stay longer. They're just heavier than the other ones. But I like these two for more sculpted looks. And I use fair, light, and light medium. Keeping all of them, because I'm obsessed. I refreshed recently my bronze balm from Merit. I have another one, actually. I used it in a video recently. So this is just a different shade. It's a little deeper and warmer. I wanted to try this shade out. But I have a couple of these swimming throughout my collection. These are nice. They're kind of similar to the Makeup by Mario. These I think are a little shinier, but I really like these for natural days. I have 3 of the Fenty Match Sticks. I don't use the shade Amber, it's too light for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. But I use the shade Amber Soy de Mocha. These are nice. They're like a little bit more powdery. I would say if you're oilier, you would like these from Fenty. Keeping, gosh, I love a bronzing stick. Keeping all of the dibs that I own. I think these are phenomenal, easy to use formula with beautiful colors. There's actually cream blush at the end, but I tend to reach for these for the bronzers, which is why I keep them with the bronzing drawers. But they do have a blush at the other end. Absolutely gorgeous. The LYS stick, it is so buttery, so blendable, but I find it to be kind of messy. So it's not an all-time favorite of mine, but I see why people like it. Let me put it that way. This, I think, is overrated from Armani, but I keep it because I paid a lot of money for it. They repackaged semi-recently the Persona bronze sticks. These are very nice. Let me show you. I do really like this bronzer stick, and the blushes of these two are super duper nice. So I have used these. These are just the ones when they repackaged, I replaced. I don't really love the Laura Mercier cream bronzer. I keep it because I cover Laura Mercier a lot, but it's not their best product. The Dior stick is phenomenal. Love the Westman Atelier biscuit for years. And then this NARS Laguna. Has it seen better days? No, it's still good somehow. Creams you got to be a little extra careful about, but this is so good. Okay, we've done nothing in terms of decluttering. Okay, Glossier Cloud Paints. These are the bronzing shades, so I'm gonna keep these. Swept is for more natural, like cool tone looks. Dew and I use for warmer looks. Absolutely love this sculpt tape from Tarte. It's incredible. This is such a great contour color from ABH. It's a fairly new product from them. I enjoy it a lot. I have 2 colors of the Dew bronzes from Say. I mostly use Salt. Spritz is a little warm and deep for me, but I'll mix on occasions. These from Too Faced, super easy to blend. Why do I love a cream stick so much? I just do. So I have a deeper one and then a lighter one. Gonna keep the Chantecaille Radiance Gel Bronzer. I like a gel bronzer. Even though they aren't my all-time favorite, I'll use them with like tinted moisturizers and stuff because they just look more natural. So that's when I would reach for this one. Ilia, don't love this. Has a weird kind of shine to it as well, but keeping it because I need it for a video idea I have on the works. Does Danessa Merrick sell this anymore? Yeah, no, she doesn't even sell this anymore. I didn't even like it that much anyways. So that's another one I'm decluttering. The Polite Society. This is like a balmy, powdery formulation. Super unique. I love this. The Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer. This is really good. It's launched at the wrong time, if you ask me, so it didn't get a lot of attention. But it is really nice. I love my Say Sunmelt bronzers. I'm debating if this is unused, I need to give it away. It's unused, okay. This one is too dark for me, but I do love the shade Light Bronze. This is the one for me, yeah. These from Trixie Cosmetics, lovely, super easy to blend and use, but I just don't need them in my collection. I tried them this year, they're fantastic. No bad words, just don't need them. Another gel bronzer from Milk. Don't particularly think too much of this one. Gonna go ahead and get rid of this mini sculpting bronzer, even though it's great for travel. I just don't reach for it very often, and I don't love the color. It's almost a bit yellow on me. Get rid of that, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep all of these Tower 28 bronzes. I'm gonna get rid of Best Coast because this color is a little bit too red for what I prefer. I'll keep the other two. Love this from Benefit. Benefit has some hits and misses, but I do think that this is one of their better products, the bronzing balm. We have the Jones Road gel bronzer. This is all right. I don't reach for it too often, if I'm being honest, but I do like Jones Road. Now, this is where I got a little hoardery because Milk Makeup sent me all of their bronzers, and I get hoardery with like big collections like this because I used to be a makeup artist and I would have killed to have the whole collection. I don't need that now, and I'm seeing colors that would never in a million years work for me. I like this product though, don't get me wrong, but let me see which ones. They're so tiny now. They used to be huge when they sold them. What's up with that? I don't mind because obviously I'm not short for this style of product in general. But Sculpt Toasted Blade. So the ones with white packaging are more bronzers, and then the ones with this gray packaging, these are more sculpting. And I like to have options. So I'll keep these 6, but I'm gonna get rid of these 4 that won't work with me. And I was trying to convince myself to see if I needed to get rid of any of these, but truthfully, I've used all of these. This is not a product in particular that I love, but they're multi-use sticks. So, a little bit of an underwhelming giveaway there. How many did we end up giving away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So kind of underwhelming here. So clearly I have an attachment to this style of product. And hopefully we can at least get some organization. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to be able to stay organized like this, but at least the drawer can be closed now. Even though I didn't get rid of that much, it made a difference. Powder bronzers. This is my collection. Okay, so I'm dreading this one. I put it first. So these are all discontinued, but I really like all of them. These are not actually bronzers. I like to use them as bronzers, and they're really soft and subtle and gorgeous. However, these are long gone, and for work purposes, right, I just don't need them. So I'm gonna get rid of these, and who knows, maybe she'll bring them back, but I don't need them anymore. Sad face. YSL bronzer, love this, definitely gonna keep this. I have another shade too in my collection. We have MAC Give Me Sun, beautiful mineralized bronzer, gorgeous. This has, you know, it's that classic mineralized formula from MAC, so gotta keep that. These are really, really good, and they're so beautiful from What's Up Beauty. Like, look at that marbling. However, I just don't have a need for them in my collection, and they're a new product as well, so I want to give these away while they're fresh and they're new. M Cosmetics, I love the shade of their bronzer, so I'm going to keep that. Jones Road, I don't use this too often. This has a very unique pinky tone though, which is why I like it. This has been discontinued. I actually posted a story recently using it. I love this Scott Barnes Giant Bronzer. It's long been discontinued, but I love this. So I'm keeping that. I have these bronzers from Spark Cosmetics, which is Camera Ready Cosmetics makeup brand. It's a Baked Gelée formula that I'm not super obsessed with, so I'm just going to get rid of these. this tiny little NARS Laguna bronzer. NARS Laguna is kind of dirty on my face, but I keep it because it's such a classic for videos. Definitely spent an arm and a leg on this Gucci Beauty bronzer, so we're gonna keep it. It's really beautiful though. You know, I miss the old Dior bronzer. This is the new Dior bronzer, which I don't love as much. This is the old one. It's just better. It is. I'm hanging on to it. And this is an even older version from a super old, like 2020 collection. Honestly, could be decluttered. I'm not going to. I don't care. I still use this on occasion. So I prefer the older Dior formulation, but I'm going to keep all three. I have a handful of Laura Mercier bronzers. So this one, not as talked about, it's kind of like Matte Give Me Sun, a little bit softer. I like it, but these are their newer ones. So these are interesting because it's a sculpt and a glow shade. I'm trying to see if there's any shades I don't want, because I use all of them is the thing. I love having like a darker one and I love having a light one. And these are a new product, so we'll keep these. I have a few different Makeup by Mario's. You know, I think he has the best tones for bronzers. So these ones are interesting. These are the ones that have like a highlight, little bit of bronzy golden glow that you can mix and match. I don't love these ones so much, but they're unique. I have one of the sculpting bronzers. No, these are all sculpting bronzers. I have two light mediums. Okay. Well, I'll keep the newer one. Get rid of this one. So I had two shades. They must have gotten mixed up in a PR package. Didn't realize, but I do like these. I think creams are where he does his best work. But anyways, I really like their powder bronzers, but creams are where they do it best. We have Sigma bronzer. I really love the tone of this. This is a good quality powder bronzer. RMS Beauty. This is really cool because it is that Baked Gelée formula, but I haven't used it in a while and I just don't see myself using it too often. I like the blush version of this a lot better, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I have Benefit Hoola and Hoola Light, a must-have. We have Rem Beauty bronzer, which I just have to have a part of the line, but I don't feel any connection to it, if I'm being honest. We have the House Labs bronzers, which are pretty nice. You know, nothing crazy about these. They're like a unique, almost like clay-like formula, but they're still powder. I love the tone of this Hailey's Beauty. It is a true cool tone sculpting kind of shade. It is actually meant to be contour, so I like that shade a lot. I have a couple of the Kosas, the Sun Show bronzers. I love having multiple shades now. I'm so extra, but I have the lighter one, which is more for every day, and then my warmer shade, and these are a beautiful glowy powder bronzer. I love these over a powder foundation. Pat McGrath has always had one of my favorite powder bronzer formulas. In particular, which one is this? Nude Honey is the one that I use the most from Pat McGrath. Ilia powder bronzer. I really don't use this too often. I am going to hold on to it. This used to be a favorite of mine a while ago, but I've definitely slowed down on my use of this. I have this Dior bronzer that I bought last year when I was in Asia. I didn't end up using this as much as I thought I would. Honestly, I think it's a little overpriced. Well, very overpriced, but I'm keeping it. I do love this Jouer Duo right there. They have my lighter shade and my deeper shade. We have Chantecaille Gel Bronzer. Really, really beautiful, very expensive, so I'll keep that. One size. I don't use this as much as I thought I would, but you know I love the options of the different tones and stuff. This is a really buttery formula. It's a bit pigmented, but we're gonna keep it. I have these two Kaleidos. These are their sculpting palettes, which are fantastic. I don't know if I need both, because medium versus light, right? I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the medium and I'll just hold on to light. But these are really good for sculpting and shaping the face. And then finally, this one is really nice. It's a big one from Trixie Cosmetics, and it has a darker, medium, and then a little highlight. I am going to get rid of it, not because I don't like it, but there's just too much competition out here. So these are what I'm keeping in my powder bronzer collection. I know for storage, I was keeping like my XL bronzers and my luxury bronzers in this drawer, but let me see, fit most of them here. You know what, they all fit good, but it's always this giant one, but I love it, so I have to hold on to it. I'll just put this somewhere else. And then there are 11 powder bronzers that I ended up decluttering. It wasn't an overfilled drawer, so this is pretty good. Okay, I have a crazy amount of blushes and blush drawers. Okay, first of all, this didn't even fit in here, but this is a cream blush drawer. We're gonna do cream blushes first. This is a cream blush drawer. 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 Some highlighters in here. This is a cream blush drawer. And this is a mix, but there are cream blushes in here. Not to mention powder, 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 powder blush. Let's work on it. Look at this. I'm gonna have to break this one down. So we'll do the cream blush in like the pot forms first, and then we'll do like the sticks and the squishies and all of that. So I used to be in a mindset where I only needed one color of each formula. I'm not in that mindset anymore. I've been enjoying the maximalist and having the full range. It gives me some versatility for some video ideas, and it's just fun. It's a fun excuse. So I'm gonna keep whole collections. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm gonna get these out of the way because I cannot see what I'm doing. These piles are so high. Okay. So I guess we'll start here. I have my Lawless blush formula, which isn't anything I would say to write home about. It's a fine formula, but there's so many. You can see there's a couple shades I haven't even used here, but let me just make sure I don't have any repeat shades. I don't think I do, but we're going to confirm. But I do want to keep all of these. I love Lawless in general as a brand. Angel is so, so good. Such a pretty bridal color. Okay, so we're going to keep these. Not a game-changing blush formula, but really pretty wearable shades. I like the shade range that they have. I'm making a mess. Same thing with all of their lipsticks also. And then LYS. These are from collecting their holiday collection stuff over the years, and then the Sephora kits. They're always in the Sephora kits. So I know I have Self Love in a smaller form. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this big one, which is untouched anyways. So that's perfect. But again, let's make sure we don't have any repeat shades. Self Love, Grateful, Unforgettable, Self Love Shimmer, Humble, Empower, Unique. Okay, we're good. So none of these are repeat shades. Don't show me making a mess like this, Jose. Next up, Basma blushes. These are pretty good too. They aren't something that I use a ton, but I've enjoyed, like this shade right here is gorgeous. Peach. So let's make sure I have peach, mauve, fuchsia, and pink yet coral. Good, easy to use blush formulas. I was for certain that these were going to be discontinued at this point. I never see them promote these, and I'm so happy they're not. The Danessa Myricks Dewy Cheek and Lip Palettes. I used to use these in my bridal kit, not these ones in particular, but such an underrated product. And then I also have the Makeup Artist RCMA version as well, of just some creams for nostalgia. I hold on to those. These I think are such an underrated cream blush formula from Tarte. They're cream blushes. I think I got that one in a Sephora kit, but so beautiful. Look at that shade. And then this one, Peach Sunset, really beautiful as well. So I keep these. I like these. Of course, I have all my Makeup by Mario blushes. Really nice, easy to use formula. And then these were one of the best products that came out last year. I will embarrassingly admit I haven't used these as much this year. The Glow Sculpts from Say, but they're such a unique product. And they have the most gorgeous glow. They're very versatile on how you can use them. These are one of my favorite products that launched in 2024. So definitely want to hold on to those. I have a few cream blushes. I'm looking. I am double checking for some that might questionably be older, but no, I don't think so. I think they're all good. I tried to replace these, you know, when I can, because I do get a lot of repeat products in PR and such. And then this one I had to check because sometimes that like white dots grow on this from one size, but this one, no white dots. So we can hold on to this. I have this Armani blush, which is okay. It doesn't pick up enough pigment for me, so probably a little overpriced here. I have these Tower 28 blushes. Now this was their collab with Kung Fu Panda. It's the same color as this. So we'll get rid of that and I'll just keep the permanent name so that I can have to give you guys, I think it's Finest Hour. It used to be called Dumpling Time. So I got rid of the other ones I had last year because they were expired, but I used to have a lot more of these. I am going to declutter these. These are beautiful though. From Glaminatrix. They're still new. I just don't reach for them very often. They don't have much use for me, but I do like them. There's a powder blush and a cream blush in here. I have the Pot Rouges from Bobbi Brown, which are a pretty neat product. They're a little bit moussier than I normally go, but I do like these, and I do like the color Tea Rose. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. They're okay. But what I actually really like a lot more from Bobbi Brown are these Pot Rouges. Like, this one is not moussey. It's more of a true cream. I love this product. Is this another one? And these Buxom cream blushes melt into the skin so wonderfully. So we want all of these. MAC. I just got some new ones from their new holiday collection. I know I don't need all of these metallic cream blushes. Like this one, I won't use very often. Let's see, Priceless Purple. No, I like that one. No, I don't like that gold one, but I do like these two. Okay, for the formula, but I am going to get rid of that one. Keeping all of my Fui Pudding Pot blushes. They're blurring and super beautiful. I really like these, even though they're kind of difficult to store. But love these. Then I also have the Summer Fridays. These are fairly new. They're butter blush balms, blush butter balms. I actually like these more than I thought I was going to. So I have pretty much all of the colors, I believe, if I didn't give any away. Put on to these. These were a little bit disappointing for me from Natasha Denona. They're fine, I just don't love them, and I feel they all pull very similar on the cheeks. You have more of a regular flat cream blush and then a glowy cream blush in this. Can you see? They're okay, but you know, I'm a big ND fan, so we'll keep these. I have this Sun Blush from IT Cosmetics, which is a really beautiful toasty color for the summertime. So we'll hold on to that. And then, okay, so Danessa Myricks stocked me up with all of their shades. I just want to make sure I don't have any repeats, but I do want the whole line because I'm greedy like that. But I think these are all new shades. This is a recent thing, by the way, where I got all of these shades. Okay, so I've been doing a good job of going through and making sure I have no repeats, but these are the Upsolate blush formulas, and these are really gorgeous, easy to use formula. You know, I'm a big fan of Danessa Myricks, so I am so happy to have pretty much the whole range. I mean, what a dream, a blush wardrobe. Obviously, I do feel very crazy keeping so much colors of one range, but I've been having fun having the whole collections. So I did not get rid of pretty much any. I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we only got rid of 5. We'll see if we can build up on that, but all of these are good and they're not expired. So start off with the bigger collection items, right? I'm gonna have to come up with a better system for this. Okay, here are my cream blush sticks, and then we have like liquid blushes and all of that. Right away, what I see, just to make some space, these Pure Lisse, this is not Pure Lisse, these Pure Lisse blushes right here. I have the whole collection of these, but I just don't need this formula in my collection, so 7 down. I also noticed it looks like they're discontinuing these Huda Beauty blush sticks, and these were fine, but there wasn't anything super special about them, so I can let these go. And then these are from that Italian version of Glossier Espresso, which these are great, but I don't use squeezy tubes like this very often, so I'm going to get rid of these 4. So we've started off strong. I'm just trying to make a little bit of room here. Okay, let's look at the formulas that I have. So I have the Say Dewy Blushes. I love these. I have 6 different shades and will absolutely be holding on to all of these. They give the prettiest juicy look to the cheek without breaking up anything underneath. Now, even though Huda Beauty is getting rid of her blush sticks, she is not getting rid of the blush filters, which are good. I don't think these are anything to write home about. Just making sure I have no repeat shades here. I don't. So that's great. These are a fine formula. I'm definitely going to hold on to them. This formula from ABH, I'm not obsessed with. They're fine. I've gotten a few in PR to explain the amount of shades that I have. I'm willing to give these another chance before I completely axe these from my collection. But I think the 3 brand new shades that I probably got in PR, I'll hold on to the new ones. And since I know I didn't love these 2 can go. We'll just make a little extra room. I'm going to keep all of my Rhode pocket blushes. I think these are fabulous. So I'm just putting them out of the way over here. Some formulas I only have singles of. The Hourglass Liquid Blush. Beautiful, gonna hold on to that. I do not like the Tinted Moisturizer Blush from Laura Mercier. At one point, I had every single shade of this, but I gave them away because I didn't like them. So I just hold on to the one. They are discontinuing / redoing this Kofi Mendy Blush formula, which I never loved really to begin with. So I'm going to get rid of that. I enjoy this Tarte blush tape formula a lot. It's glowy and gorgeous. Gonna keep my Les Beiges blush from Chanel, which I do not use enough. I need to pull that out. Also, same thing with the Danessa Myricks Vision Flush, which is a staple in their line, but they aren't advertising it as much with their Yummy Skin doing so well. But it's gorgeous. Since this is my one and only Jane Iredale blush, I'm gonna hold on to that. I used this a lot when I was on a trip with them. And then, you know, I'm gonna keep these because I spent way too much money on these Chanel blushes. So they still smell good too. Gotta give them the sniff test. Did not realize I had so many shades of the Makeup by Mario stick blushes, which these are a fine blush formula. They aren't one that stands out to me so much. Out of breath. However, when I use them, they're just a formula that gets the job done. So we'll keep the line of those. I don't love this Milk Gel blush so much, but it's the only one I have of this formula. So I'll hold on to that. This is my Glossier Cloud Paint Blush collection. I don't love this packaging, but it's a good formula. I have an A blush from Armani that I don't love too much, but it's the only one that I have. I am going to get rid of the Huda Beauty lip blush. These just weren't very good, but I do really like this Cheek Blush Rush from About Face. These are the bronzers from Bare Minerals, which are so underrated. These are so gorgeous for a glowy, toasty look. So keeping all of that. And same thing with the highlighting blushes. Really beautiful. I love having the whole range. I do not use this Haus Labs formula enough. I get asked a lot about Haus Labs, and I do like their products. I need to pull these out again. Obviously, love the LYS stick blush formulas. Super creamy. I like these better than the highlight, or what is it, the bronzer formula. These Chantecaille blushes pair so beautifully with a tinted moisturizer. I just love how natural and healthy these look on the cheek. Again, hate the packaging, but the product inside is very nice. These Jane Iredale liquid blushes are brand new. They're pretty sheer, but you can build them up. Since they're so new to my collection, definitely want to hold on to these. Since these are all singles of the formulas that I own that I like to use for reference, I'm going to hold on to all of these. The only one I don't like is the Ilia. This is their multi-stick, which they're super known for, but I don't like this formula. But I always keep it because it's always relevant in a video because it's that popular. We have a Westman Atelier blush, the Jones Road blush, which doesn't really ring a bell for me, and this is Crazy Blurring from Dior. I have this Stick Glow from Dior from an old collection. It was limited edition, but I love this. I need them to come back out with this. But kind of similar to that, they did launch these blushes in their Backstage line, which I don't like as much. They're fine, it's just for Dior. I want a game changing, you know? These are so much better than the liquid blushes that ABH has. I really love their blush formula. There's just something about it that is so beautiful. I wore these this summer when I had my wedding. Well, I wore Pink Dahlia, but I think in an Ipsy, I got this rose shade. I was so excited. It's gorgeous. So love that formula. These Smashbox Hot Sticks blushes, they came out this summer. And they're very vibrant shades, just not shades that I really like. So I'm gonna declutter all 4 of these. Let's make sure I don't have any duplicates. I don't. I do like my little Merit blushes. These I do prefer for more natural days because I find that they don't agree with all of my bases, but I love them for quick makeup days, just in that Merit kind of style. Am I crazy for not loving this? This is the Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancer from Armani, but so many people do love this. So for review purposes, I personally was not a fan of these NARS blushes. I'll keep Brazen because this one was more tolerable. I did not like Orgasm and Wonderlust did not show up on me. So these can go. These, I mean, they're quite the controversial product. This is the Jelly Stick, which I don't think these are that bad. I'm not saying they're amazing to use. I'm gonna get rid of like a shade. I don't need all 4. They kind of pull similar. So I'll just get rid of Spritz, which I know it's kind of silly to keep 3 and only get rid of 1, but I'm making space. I don't think these got enough love as well. I really enjoyed the way these Glow Recipe little dew flushes looked on my cheek. I know a lot of people complain about how they looked, but personally, I thought it was really beautiful. Rem Beauty has actually one of the most versatile, if you ask me, best cream blush stick formulas on the market. So definitely want to hold on to these. I have a mixture of the new and old packaging of the Persona blushes. And I struggle because I'm like, well, I want to have the new packaging of the Persona blushes, but I love the original colors that I have of the Persona blushes, you know? Like I haven't even used the new Guava shade. But Bubble, gorgeous. Keeping all of them. I think this is a really nice, easy to use cream blush stick formula. So whatever, they're all staying with me. Let me just make sure I don't have any limited edition shades, because if I do, then I might get rid of those. Teddy's a good one too. Did they get rid of them? I mean, according to their website, these colors don't exist anymore, which is devastating. Let me check Ulta. Wow, Bubble, Georgia, and Bloom are not in existence anymore. All right, I said I would get rid of the ones that aren't sold anymore. Grr. So that since these 3 are not sold anymore, unfortunately, they gotta go. But I think we did pretty good. Let's restock all of this. See how we're doing. To actually get these somewhat organized. These are more of my luxury blush sticks plus Makeup by Mario because they are just so big. These are like Sephora blush sticks. These are liquid blushes, and then these are squeezy tube blushes. So it took 4 drawers, but we did it. And how much I decluttered, you might be asking? 33 different blushes. I am not mad at that. It's just crazy because we aren't even done with the blushes. I still have a few drawers of powder blushes. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 drawers of blushes. Lo and behold, my powder blush collection. I also have some luxury blushes in here that we'll go over. I just can't get them all to fit. So I have some indie blushes up here. I know I don't love all of these, so let's look at the colors. These are from Odin's Eye. This is a highlighter, so that will be for later. Okay, that one is pretty. This one is a bit bold, a bit bright for me, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. I like that mauve blush. And I don't really wear orange blush, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. And I'm sure there will be some orange blushes in between here that will be kept. Now, Kaleidos, I really like their blushes, though they haven't been around lately, have they? Okay, I'm just looking at the colors and deciding what is of value to my collection. Like, this one is a little bit vibrant, so I'm gonna put that away. That one I don't really need, but I love this formula. These are the super duper light ones that barely show up. That one won't. This is like brown. Okay. And this one also won't show up on me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep these 3. And this is hard for me because I really like those Kaleidos blush formulas, but I don't need all of them, especially since they aren't really launching things, just from a practical circumstance for my videos. So we'll just leave it at just a few to reference the formulas. These are pretty much my favorite blush, powder blush right now. So we're definitely gonna keep those. And I have this one cute little Persona bubble, which is the perfect vibrant pink, but do they sell this anymore? Perfect, they do. I was scared that they didn't. So we can keep that. I have a lot of Dior blushes. Let's see, because we have some new formulas, old formulas. I need to sort through this. Since these are Dior, I'm gonna want to keep them. I already know it. Toffee, the pink. There. Okay, so these are the new formulation, which I'm gonna keep all of these. And then I'm gonna get rid of Rosewood of the old blush. Even though I somewhat like this formula better, I have it in the new formula. I am going to keep pink, though, in the old formula. But all of these are the other colors that I'm going to keep for comparison's sake. I have these M Cosmetic blushes, which I love M Cosmetic blushes. I think they're fabulous. Like, look at this shade, Faded Clementine. Doesn't that look so good? All of them. Each and every single one. You're staying with me. Same thing with the beautiful Tower 28 blushes. Just making sure we have no repeats. We don't. Now, to me, the dupe of these are these gorgeous Nabla blushes, which the Nabla blushes, these actually came out first. They are so, so beautiful. And I was just about to be bold and declutter the Nabla, but I just got scared, and I'm not going to because I like them. They're so, so good, you guys. I have all of my little Natasha Denona minis that have launched throughout the years, like the Bloom blush. Gotta keep these for reference, you guys, and they're like re-releasing them and stuff, so gotta keep these. Same thing with my NARS blush collection. I think these are just such a good classic formula. We have Sex Appeal, Thrill, Deep, Dolce Vita, and I do not recommend this in this blush formula. Okay, and then keeping my Rephr. These are gorgeous everyday baked blushes. I think she's done a fabulous job with the formula. Now these Give blushes, they're nice. They're cute, they're soft, they're usable, but I just don't need them. Won't use them, won't wear them, won't feature them. This Dibs blush is fairly new. It's really beautiful. I like it, I like it. I don't reach for these Fenty blushes too often. They were kind of an under the radar launch, but as you know, I review Fenty frequently on my channel, so gotta keep those. They've repackaged these House Labs blushes since I've bought these, but still have the same shades. This is actually a highlight, but I use it as blush. It's stunning. But like, look how gorgeous this is. I mean, Dragon Fruit Haze is kind of bold, but I like the blushes. They're a very, very good formula. I didn't realize they had such bold shades though. Then we have Singe Beauty. These are a really nice formula. Like, see, I wouldn't normally wear this, but I know I'm gonna keep this formula, so I do have that orange blush. This is really gorgeous. The shade, I'm just deciding if there's shades I don't want. No, I want all of these. These are fun fall colors, really, really buttery. We have the, okay, thanks, the Jane Iredale powder blushes, which are a newer formula to me. I just want to make sure no repeat shades. Nope. And these are a good, solid powder blush formula. And with it being Jane Iredale, they have very, very wearable, comfortable shades. This is so stunning from Fenty. This was a limited edition blush, unfortunately, because it is so gorgeous. Let me double check on that because I want to keep it, but if they don't have it, nope, she's done. Unfortunately, this one has got to go. Beautiful as it is, one of my friends will love it, and then it will actually get love. And look how beautiful Jouer blushes are. I love a Jouer blush, so I'm going to keep this. And then I love the Haley Beauty's blushes. I mean, there's nothing that necessarily stands out about these, but I love the colors in the line. I am going to declutter these Spark Cosmetic blushes, just not reaching for them. I have this Tarte Energy blush in the shade, it is Energy. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. I'm not really reaching for it at all. I love me a good neutral MAC blush. I have Warm Soul, Gingerly, and Melba. Talk about classic MAC shades. And they will all be staying in this house. I only have one Makeup by Mario blush. It's okay, nothing to write home about. This is one of RMS Beauty's best. I do love, love, love this blush shade. I just don't talk about RMS Beauty too much, so I don't know if it makes sense or not, because I do like this blush, but I used to have more colors, and I kept this one to see if I would use them, and I just don't. So I want to give this to my friend, but if these ever come back into my life again, you know I had serious regrets. I just have too much, okay? Obviously. I'm going to go ahead and declutter these Huda Beauty Glowish blushes. They're fine. They've just been discontinued. I won't use them. These What's Up Beauty really just has such lovely, lovely products there. I think Italian made. Yeah, made in Italy. Look how beautiful that color is. That said, I've reviewed these in speed reviews, so they've gotten screen time on my channel. I just don't see myself needing them for future videos. So gorgeous as they are, while they are still fresh and new, I want to rehome these. I have some Rem Beauty blushes, which I don't use too often. I have this very, very bold pink Strawberry Nebula. So this one, a bit bold for me. That one I'll declutter, but I'll keep the other two shades. I have somehow managed to collect 6 of these Too Faced Cloud Crush blushes, which I said are overrated, and they are overrated, but they're fine. The packaging is so cute. It's very YSL. So as long as I don't have any dupes, I will keep these because these are great to reference since a lot of people love these blushes. So I just ended up keeping them as they arrived in PR since so many people love those and have those. Bare Minerals bronzers are incredible in highlighting blushes. I showed you all of the liquid versions of those that I ended up keeping, so you can expect the same thing with the powder versions. These, you guys, so stinking creamy. This makes me feel less guilty about decluttering the RMS because I have these beauties. And then I also just have a couple plain blushes from Bare Minerals that I'm going to go ahead and keep. These are quite buttery. I haven't used this shade, but First Coffee. It looks really gorgeous. I'm gonna have to try this shade. But I really like Bare Minerals. I do. I mean, some of their products are misses, but really good powder blushes. Love these Kosas blushes. Have collected these every chance I get. I just think they look really youthful on the cheek without having to be a cream or liquid product. Same thing with the Say blushes. Nothing but good, amazing things to say about these. At one point, I had a collection of these Makeup Forever blushes, but I've narrowed it down to these two. They're a really, really lovely formula. Just these are kind of shades that I'm reaching more for nowadays. And as far as these Benefit blushes go, as long as I don't have any repeats, would love to have all of the shades in the collection, as a lot of people have these. So these are great to reference, to do swatch comparisons, that type of situation. Laura Mercier. Yeah, I'm a collector of these guys. I love these. Let's just make sure we don't have any repeats that might have slipped through the cracks, as I've been placed on their PR list since I started this collection. So let me share with you some of my favorite shades. If you need a good like neutral peachy blush, try Ginger. Strawberry is the perfect pink, but it's not too blue. Has a little bit of warmth to it. Nude, you gotta go Fresco. The thing I love about Laura Mercier blushes is the shades are so wearable. They're just super duper flattering on the face. So maybe not this one. This one's a little bold, but for the collection, had to get it. I'm these blushes biggest fan. Now, hiding in the corner here, I have my luxury blushes. I mean, there's some mixed up in here, but I'm not going to be able to get rid of any of these. I love a good luxury blush. We have this from Valentino. I'm just going to show you them, show you my collection, because I'm getting rid of none of these. I have the Armani blushes, which are fine. I personally much rather go the YSL route with these, but that's just me. I also have these Armani powder blushes, or sorry, Givenchy, excuse me, but I have these blushes, and I don't love a loose blush, but they're nice. Look, we have Chantecaille. Now, I am going to declutter this Luminous Flush just because I have all of the blushes in the big palettes, so I'll give this to my friend. Love that one. I have these Tom Ford, can't even figure out how to open them, blush duos, which I just shared with you guys was 50% off for Black Friday, and I paid an arm and a leg for these blushes, which I don't necessarily think they were worth full price, but they're gorgeous. But I just love Tom Ford. I wish they weren't so crazy priced and at this point kind of inconsistent with what's happening with the brand, but definitely love my collection of them. I love a limited edition Dior blush, even though I did stop purchasing them because it was getting ridiculous. But these are blushes that they've launched through the years for limited edition collections that I've just always loved their formulas. Look at that. Look at this. This has like little gold glitters, which I normally wouldn't love. I didn't love this blush, but I love the color of it, so I kept it. These I didn't love though. These duos, especially this one, it barely showed up on me. But I liked this one a little bit more, but these were totally overrated. And then again, same thing, like I covet these Chanel. Actually, I don't even want this one anymore. I don't like that one. I'm trying to see what else I have. Definitely want to keep this one. This one is gorgeous. This one has hard pan, is like kind of underwhelming. I only kept it because it was Chanel, but actually I don't feel any connection to it. So this drawer is going to remain my luxury blush drawer, and then we'll get the rest of these in their homes. But that's all the powder blushes in my collection. And then these are all of the ones I'm decluttering, which are 26 different blushes, you guys. That's so incredible. Okay, final section for this part. It's getting late, it's getting dark. I'm getting fatigued here. But I want to get the highlighters going. I have liquid highlighters, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I do have a couple drawers. Some bridge between blush and highlighter. You guys, I'm looking so rough right now. Why is the mascara here? I'm just going to put it here for now. Oh, I can't look at myself. Okay. Yeah, some of these are like blush lighters, but we'll take a closer look. Okay, I think that's it for creams. And then powder highlights would be right here, this drawer, and this drawer. This is all very much less daunting than the blushes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these are liquid and cream highlighters, blush lighters in that realm. These are the strobe blush liquids from MAC. Some of them can be highlighters, some of them could be blush. Not touching these. I love these. These are perfectly fine as they are. This drawer, these are more product focused. I have my Milk blushes and then my Milk highlights. My blushes I know I'm keeping. However, some of these highlights are too dark, like you can see that. So let me just, I don't even know why I kept them. I think I told you earlier, because I used to be a makeup artist, I just felt greedy about it. But no, these will all be too deep for me. So get rid of those. Lit and Turnt are all I need. I could even probably move the bronzers and contours in here, so it's just like just this. I might do that. Okay, these are done. I also have in this one right here, these are the Urban Decay Face Bond Luminizers, which I truly have a strong dislike for. So I'll keep a couple formulas, but a couple shades, I mean. Like I'll keep Silver Lake and I'll keep Space Cowboy. But these other three, I'm not going to use. So I'm not a big liquid highlight person to begin with, you guys. So that's where my hatred of some of these reviews are going to come from. So let's see what else we got here. So here is actually the majority of my cream highlights. Like I said, I'm just not a big fan of this category. So we have the Super Dew. This is supposed to give a dewy look on the face. Honestly, I do not like this product. I'm going to get rid of that from Tower 28. The Iconic London Illuminator is pretty good, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep the very few that I already have because I normally just don't like these. This is beautiful from Westman Atelier. It's that blush lighter formula. So keep that. The Merit cream highlights, you know what? These are not bad at all for being cream highlights. I just don't think I need the shade Bounce. Well, no, I like that one. Let's see. Versus Citrine. Okay, I think Citrine I can give away just because I like this formula when it comes to cream highlights. I just don't like cream highlights in general, so I'm going to get rid of one shade. And then again, I'll hold on to the Glossier Beauty Pie. Low-key has one of the best liquid highlighter formulas. LYS's is pretty good. There's a reason that I've kept these because I'm quick to get rid of these. And then I do love this one from Tarte. This is legit good. Let me make sure it's still, yeah. This is a legit good highlighter. I also have this one from Tarte. This is the Glow Tape. It's the copy of the Charlotte Tilbury. They did a good job with that. I like liquid way better than I like cream. And then these, I have the Laura Mercier liquid highlighters. These are a softer version, I would say, of the Charlotte Tilbury. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'll use these again as blush lighters. And then you can see the love I have for the Dior Forever Glow Maximizers. These are the best product from Dior. So these are gonna stay. I'm gonna put these in this drawer, even though I hate these. These really should go in the primer drawer, but I'm not gonna do that. And I would prefer these to go in here, but I don't think they're gonna fit. So I'm just gonna tuck these in the back. That was a much easier category than the rest. Liquid and cream highlighters are done. And we got rid of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is not bad. All right, compared to these crazy categories when it comes to powder highlighters, I would say that this is one of our more our more chill categories here, more minimal, if you will. So let's start off in this top corner here. Definitely not getting rid of these. If you ask me, these are one of the best highlighters at Sephora, if I'm being honest. These are the House Labs Concealer, and they are just seamless on the skin. So we're keeping those. Bobbi Brown. Honestly, I haven't added a lot of new highlighters to my collection since last time around, so I don't see myself decluttering too much in this category because there's not much additional ones to add. But this is a highlighting powder in Afternoon Glow from Bobbi Brown. Back in the day when highlighters were very, like, I guess newer to the market, Bobbi Brown was where it was at, so I'm gonna keep that. I got that in their recent Pac-Man collection. Cookie is one of my favorite highlighters. This is from Benefit. I have, let's see, this is the Odin's Eye highlighter that I was unsure about, but ultimately I'm going to keep this one since it's the only Odin's Eye highlighter that I have, and you know I love Odin's Eye. We also have Kaleidos, which I'm just like unsure of how much to keep from Kaleidos because where is their brand? I don't know. We have this beautiful and untouched highlighter from them in Space Ray Rider. And then this is the Space Age highlighter, which has a really cool duochrome multichrome effect. I am going to get rid of this one, but I guess I'll keep Ray Rider because I think it's a gorgeous color. We have the Ilia highlighter, which is very, very beautiful. I like this one. Fluorescence, this is gorgeous as well. I'm going to pass it on because I don't talk about Fluorescence too much right now on my channel. It may enter my collection again. I do get PR from them, and it's not because it's not good. It's just it's been sitting since it hasn't been in recent videos. So out with the old, potentially in with the new later on, but it's not a priority, so it's good to get that out of the way. I have my Chanel highlighters that I've collected over the years. This one is interesting. It looks so bland, but it's really, really beautiful on the face for a subtle glow. I mean, this was a limited edition drop. And then we also have this one, which I believe this was a holiday one. I could be incorrect, but I just dug the corner in there, but keeping those. I spent too much money on those. So from Fenty Beauty, I have two different formulas. Now this one was a limited edition formula, which honestly makes me sick because this is one of the most beautiful, beautiful highlight formulas. So creamy, so buttery, you can't get them anymore. And normally I'm one to declutter these limited edition formulas, but it's stunning, so I don't care. We're keeping those. And then we have the classic Fenty Beauty highlighters, which are gorgeous, but nothing compared to those ones that I just showed you. I have 3 different Natasha Denona formulas. So this is fairly new. I did not like this, not a fan of this, but since Natasha Denona is a hot topic on my channel, I will keep it. We also have this Pastel Plexi Glow highlighter, which is a super interesting shift. It's okay. I didn't end up reaching for it as much. I mean, not that I thought I would reach for it a lot, but again, Natasha Denona is just one of those brands where I talk about them a lot, so they will stay for that reason. But this one is a really good highlighter. I am going to declutter the Spark Cosmetics one. It doesn't really do it for me. It has an interesting texture, but I don't love it, so that one can go. We have Jouer. Jouer was also a leader at one point for their very, very beautiful highlighters. And I mean, not much has changed. It's just highlighters are not what they once were. But I think this one's beautiful, Topaz. But it actually, I'm looking at it, it's a little dark. So if I still had Citrine, that's the one I like better. So I actually, no, I don't love the shade, so I don't need to keep it. I was being unreasonable there. I do enjoy the Hailey's Beauty highlighter. These ones are more on the natural side. This one's in the shade Aurora. I'll hold on to. What's Up Beauty? It's been killing me because I think their products are so, so beautiful, but I have to think about, you know, what I've covered in the past, and it hasn't been these beyond talking about them in speed reviews, which honestly, I think I ended up keeping these for favorites because they are just gorgeous. But I'm struggling with this because this is such a beautiful highlighter, but I don't think I need them. So I'm gonna put them away. We have my Tom Ford highlighters over the past few years that I've collected and, you know, spent a pretty penny on. So this one is okay. I love this little highlight duo, and these, a lot of these have been discontinued, but I can't help it. I hold on to them. This is the makeup lover in me, not the makeup reviewer in me. And this one was definitely overpriced for what it is, but I bought it for a limited edition collection. And again, the makeup lover in me cannot say goodbye to this. Now, one of my all-time favorite highlighters has been Dior in years past. I actually keep, this is the old formulation in this packaging, and this formulation is better than the new formulation. So I'm keeping the old formulation, again, for the makeup lover in me. The best. Do I need this white sparkly one though? No. I can keep the other two that I have. They're more natural. This one I will get rid of actually, since I have those other two. This is another limited edition highlighter from a few years ago, but this one is so beautiful over blush. So this one is special. And then this one, again, another limited edition collection one. Just like the old limited edition ones are beautiful. These are the new ones in this style packaging that launched this year, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, but they aren't as good as the OG. And I don't need those older formulas, but I don't care. They're simply better. But I will keep these because this is what you guys can buy, you know? MAC, Soft and Gentle, of course, have to keep a hold of this classic, especially that I'm getting more into MAC these days. I mean, this one is such a good one. Sephora Collection I'll cover from time to time, since they always do great sales on them during the Sephora savings event. So I'll hold on to this. This is an okay highlighter. It's good. It's not like great. We have this Makeup by Mario highlighter, which I honestly don't reach for. Contours are where it's at for me when it comes to him. But it is a nice, pretty, pearly finish. But I think it gets lost because he just has a lot of other better highlighters in his brand. Rem Beauty, we have this golden highlighter. Nothing to write home about, nothing too smooth or anything. I think I'm actually, well, I'll keep it because it's the only one of the brand. But if I had more shades, which I did at one point, I would declutter them, which I did at one point. We have this ABH highlighter, which I definitely want to hold on to. Love it. Chantecaille, we spent an arm and a leg on this beauty right here, and it is gorgeous. So we'll keep that. Now, I did get this Gucci Sunrise Gold highlight, but it has a weird pink shift. To be honest, I don't love this highlight at all. So I'm going to get rid of that. I have some Givenchy highlighters. So this one, gorgeous embossment that I've kind of ruined. Really underwhelming highlighter, but you better believe I spent too much money on this, so we're going to keep that. And then I also, even though it's Givenchy's kind of signature, these loose highlighters, I don't reach for these that often, but again, it's Givenchy. Can you blame a girl? I have 3 different Bare Minerals highlighters, so I think Bare Minerals has stepped away from this highlighter. In fact, I think it's been discontinued. And this is really gorgeous and buttery, like, ugh. It's so good. I'm going to give it away, but it's super buttery. But so are what they've replaced it with, which are these highlighting blushes. These are also super buttery. They truly don't feel that different from one another. So I'm not going to miss the other one too much, but very beautiful. I have one of the Makeup Forever highlighters. I don't use this one that much, if I'm being honest, but it's very slick and sleek. I gotta wash my hands. I just love the shiny powders. Sigma is one of those brands that I think has an underrated highlighter. I don't love their eyeshadow palettes. I'm trying to like decide, because I keep saying Sigma's hit or miss. They're missing the eyeshadow palettes for me. But I mean, I love their bronzers, their highlights, the color corrector. They do have some amazing products. The highlight's really nice. This Moon Crush highlight. I don't even know if Too Faced sells this anymore because it was initially in a limited edition collection, but I think it did so well that they kept it around for longer. Don't know if it's still around, but it's still one of my favorite highlights. So we're keeping that. I think this Tarte Glow Powder, gorgeous. Like, Tarte is a popular brand, and yet they don't have many like award-winning products, you know? This is one that not a lot of people talk about, but I think it's so stunning. And then the last highlighter that I have is from Persona, which is their Cali Glow highlighter. And this is such a beautiful highlighter. I need to check to make sure they still sell this. I'm hoping they do, but I'll need to be reasonable here. You're kidding me. Well, they had a beautiful highlight formula, but it has since been discontinued. So we'll get rid of that. Let's put these back. I'm gonna put my super luxury ones here, just like I had it before. And then everything else should be good to go. Is Bobbi Brown luxury? Like, yes and no, but maybe less so nowadays. I'm gonna say no. And here's a look at the 9 highlighters that will be leaving my collection. Not bad. It was a smaller category, funny enough. Okay, so I've officially finished decluttering all of those complexion drawers. This is everything. Yes, it's just a pile on my floor because after that I'm going to go through and separate old versus still usable, still giveawayable. But I wanted to show you the accumulation. And it's like, it felt like I wasn't decluttering that much. And then when you like look at it like this, it really did add up. So I am proud of myself for that. And this whole set is already feeling so much better. The next part is going to be the eyes section. So the eye stuff is in a bunch of little drawers throughout my system. So I think, you know, we'll do eyebrows first, and then eye primers. I'm going to pull all of these out though because they're quite small. And then eyeliners. I do have an overflowing mascara drawer, and you do not want to mess around with having too many mascaras in your collection, so we're gonna have to get rid of some of those. I think eyeliners. I'm just double checking. Yes. We'll start off with these. These pencil style products, eyebrows, are of the least interesting part of declutters, if you ask me. So I'm not going to spend as much time on these as I did with complexion. But let's see, I don't know why I have 2 of each of these primers. Let me look at their batch code. I'm just going to keep the fresher batch code for myself. I only need 1, even though I want 2 of these eyeshadow bases. Yeah, these are good. So I'm happy with just these 3 eyeshadow primers. I keep also a couple other in my filming studios at all time, but I have some good basic ones. Urban Decay, I really like the Kaleidos one, and About Face. We got rid of the other 2, I just didn't need the duplicates. Eyebrows, let's see what we're working with here. I just recently replaced this Kosas. I'm gonna keep this. This one is really interesting. This is the Shiseido Naginata. It's like the shape of a sword, but I think it's dried out, so that one can go. See, Gucci we're gonna keep. I love the Mighty Fine brow pen from Benefit. This is one of the best brow pens I've ever used. They're interesting because, as you can see, it's like 3 prongs here, and it's super hair-like as well. So I'm gonna keep both of these. They're different colors. Let's see, Goof Proof we'll hold on to. M Cosmetics is really fine. I've had these Florists, which are absolutely gorgeous, by the way, but I've had them both, or all 3 of them, for a very long time. So I'm going to replace these. I'm constantly getting new ones in anyway, so it's okay. We'll hold on to 1 from Jones Road. 1 from Lawless is good. Keep the Huda. I'm just trying to keep 1 of each formula, 1 to 2 shades. unless I just know I'm not going to reach for it. So Jane Iredale Pure Brow will keep both sizes. Esam is a classic. Love brow powder, you guys. These are so, so good. Are these all universal taupe? Yes. This one is the older one. I'm gonna get rid of the older one, but I love this brow pencil. It's so quick. Let's see, make sure this has. Oh, this is the old version of that 3-prong marker from Benefit. So decluttering that one. Let's see, 2 ABHs in 2 different colors. Merritt's Glossier, really, really fine. I don't love the Glossier, but, and then, okay. So that's good. That's refreshed. This drawer didn't need too much help. I just needed to get the oldies out, but these last a long time, and I go through these often, so. Then lastly, my brow gels. We'll make sure nothing is like icky sticky. With these, ABH, always gotta have this. Is this so good? Yes, it is. Keep Merit, keep. This is so crusty. Let's get rid of this. I used to love this Too Faced Fluff and Hold Brow Wax, and I recommended it so much, and you guys, I swear, they changed the formula, and it's awful now. So we'll get rid of that. Let's see, I have 2 Thrives, which are pretty good. Keep that. Not a huge fan of the Benefit Brow Wax, but I am a fan of the Brow Setter, but I want one of each. ABH has a pretty good tinted one. Does this still look good? Okay, yes, it does. I don't really love the ABH Brow Freeze. I find that it weighs my brows down, but I talk about it a lot. So Lawless, Kosas will keep. You know, I'm mostly using my Rare Beauty Brow Gel nowadays, but sometimes I need these for videos. So these are mostly for video purposes, not because I have an attachment to these by any means. Makeup by Mario. Is this so good? Make sure it's not dried out. Oh, it is juicy. Get my brow. Coffee. I don't talk about espresso too much on my channel, even though this is a very, very good brow gel. It really is, but I'm gonna get rid of that. This from Milk looks really nasty, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Let's see, this one should be pretty fresh. Yes, this one was replaced recently. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna keep the tinted ones in the back. By the way, my favorite tinted brow gel ever is Jane Iredale. It's so, so good. As somebody who hates the tinted ones. Okay. These are all refreshed. Nothing crazy needed decluttered with these, but we did get some of the oldies out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we ended up getting rid of 11 different items between the brows and the eye primers. Now listen to me, never ever ever should you ever have this many mascaras opened at once. I try to never have more than can fill in this drawer because mascaras are the quickest makeup product ever to expire, and it can go very badly if too much bacteria grows in these mascaras. So I'm gonna try and use my wee little brains and remember what is old and what is not. Like, mostly towards the top. Like, I know this one is good from Wonder Skin, which I'm really, really, really loving, by the way. The Ribbon Wrapped Lash Mascara from Too Faced, so good. The new Flutter Extension from Lancome is still good. Bounce, gotta go. It's also super flaky. Master Mascara will need decluttered soon, but it's still good. Fenty Beauty, still good. Coffee, still good. Most of the stuff towards the top here is going to be good. Prada, still good. Okay, Benefit has to go. I know Jane Iredale is still good, but one of them is not. The one towards the back. MAC is still good. This Hourglass can go. About Face has to go. Say has to go. M has to go. Thrive should probably... No, Thrive I replaced, actually. Thrive is good. This Armani goes, Laura goes, this Armani goes, And if I'm doubtful, I'm just gonna throw it away because I don't want to risk anything. Iris and Romeo is old. Lancome Monsieur Big is old, which makes me sad. Haley's Beauty is good. Kosas Soul Gazer is good. Okay, I need to buy stickers and write down when I use these for the future. Maybe not right now, but that just came to my mind, and I will be doing that from now on. But at least all of it fits. And I got rid of like, how many mascaras? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. None of these are being given away. Absolutely not. But 12 mascaras are gone. Liquid liners are a dying art. Are they not? So this one is gonna be pretty boring for you as a viewer, because I'm just gonna start off by opening everything and making sure they still have some juice to them. I haven't used these Jones Road at all, actually, and these should not be dried out. Nope, I've used the brown. I don't really remember what I think of them, to be honest. These Tom Ford eyeliners are the best for liquid liner because they just don't dry out. They are amazing. I really love the one size as well. And I love the colors that they come in. Gonna get rid of this Kaja. Gonna get rid of Hindash. You know what? Think about it. When was the last time you used a liquid eyeliner? This is kind of an older style of makeup. I find myself using pencil liners and just eyeshadow for eyeliner so much more nowadays. The other day, I dug into my first like liquid marker pen for the first time in like it felt like years, and oh my gosh, it was so black and stark black and harsh. So this is my collection. We downsized a bit. I got rid of the dry ones, the ones that just seemed a little off in texture, really, and consistency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I just got rid of 8 of them, but this is not a category I really plan on growing, so. Now here is my pencil eyeliner category, which I do get a lot of use out of nowadays. How I had them organized, and I know they're gonna be a little out of organization, so we're gonna completely redo that. But I have browns, blacks, and then other colors. But I'm just gonna dump all of these, gonna get them back with their brands, and then we're gonna make some decisions. Before I get into too many specifics, I'm actually going to go by formula here first, because I just know there's some that I do not need in my collection. For example, these Westmore Beauty, very, very good eyeliners, but nothing that really stands out, and I only have them in black and brown. So I can get rid of those two. I just saw this. I know I'm not going to want it. I'm keeping my other two, I think, of the Natasha Denona, but this color is dried out. This color from Gucci, also very dried out, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't really like this Rem pencil, and it's old too, so we'll get rid of that. These are going in my eyes, so I gotta be careful. Unfortunately, Wayne Goss had fabulous eyeliner pencils. I mean, fabulous, but the brand is no longer around, and these go in the rim of the eye. So I'll get rid of those. Give phenomenal pencils. I have other good ones though, and this brand, they've gotten rid of it at Sephora, so that will go. Not a huge fan of this Huda Beauty Creamy Kohl, so that will go. And then let me narrow down my personal favorite eyeliner formulas in case you're curious, you're looking for a good eyeliner review. I love, love, love Wonder Skin eyeliners. These are one of the best pencil liners. I also really enjoy the dual-ended Esam pencil liners. These are made in Germany. They are flexible, so I like those a lot. Oh, probably my #1 favorite eyeliner is Lancome. These do not budge, and they're so easy to apply. If there was one eyeliner pencil I'd recommend, if you need something with longevity, Lancome. Estee Lauder's pretty good too. If you love eyeliner pencils that kind of apply and look like eyeshadow, Jones Road is the way to go. Persona also has really, really good formula as well. There's lots of other good formulas, but I would say those are by top. But now at this point, I'm gonna go through and swatch all of these, make sure I like the colors, and if anything's dried out or ugly, we'll get rid of those. But these are the formulas that I want to keep in my collection. And so, as you can see, we've gone through. I've gotten rid of colors I didn't like and dry ones. And now I'm going to organize by colors again. I find that works really well for me. We'll start off with black, brown. And I'm not sure like what I want to do with like navies and whites. So we'll do black and brown first. Brown, black. Because like gray, I wouldn't think would go in the colored category, you know? But it's not black. I think with the black, I know it's kind of the opposite, but I am going to put the light shades with the black as well. Actually, no, I'm lying. We'll just put the rest in here. So black, brown, and then all of the rest. Those fit nicely, and then I think, how many did we get rid of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19. We have 19 pencil eyeliners that are no longer able to be used. So next is my single eyeshadow drawer. This is the one I'm really excited to clean out and share with you. It's gotten out of control as this is a very popular category of makeup now. As you can see, there's no sense of organization in these drawers anymore. Maybe this one a little bit, but nonetheless, I'm gonna pull all of these out and we're gonna look at everything before we put them back in the drawers. But you guys, just generally speaking, I'm so proud of myself. It's looking so good. The last little category of these acrylic drawers is like right here towards the top, which is lips, which will be in the next video. But let's focus on our main task here. A good place to start with that drawer was pulling out my eyeshadow sticks, because this has been a booming category. Yeah, we gotta figure out what to do with these. So, it's actually time for my lunch break, but when I come back, we're gonna brand these, do basically what we did with the pencils. Before I begin the act of decluttering, I do want to review the formulas for you of these shadow sticks, because shadow sticks are in. Now, my all-time favorite eyeshadow sticks are right here. They're the one I own the most of, and I'm gonna probably have some duplicates that I have to get rid of. But these are the Laura Mercier. To me, these are the best. They're the easiest to use, the easiest to blend. Jane Iredale is a pretty good formula. I think sometimes these can have the tendency to overblend if you're not careful. That said, they have fantastic longevity. So once you get it to the level that you like, they will set and be perfect. So I do like those. Hourglass. It's been a while since I've used these. I'm just more inclined to reach towards my favorites. They're a good formula, but not world's best. If you love glitter, shiny, shimmery, the best brand will be Half Magic for you. Trust me, if you like the glitter, these are it. Fenty Beauty is okay. Nabla's pretty good. I'm probably gonna get rid of these today just because they don't sell these specific colors anymore. We have the MAC, which are, again, decent, not the best in the world. Urban Decay, I like some shades better than others. These are the Naked eyeshadow sticks. So there's some sticks that fall flat for me, and then a couple colors that I absolutely love. Thrive, I can't really remember what I think of these. It's been a while. Oh, these are easy to use, I remember now. They just can overblend if you're not careful. They don't have the best longevity, but they're easy to use. Fenty is okay. It Cosmetics, pretty good. The Too Faced Quickie Queen Shadow Stick. I love this particular shade. Look at that. This is so, so lovely. And then these are new to my collection. I don't like these. These are the Buxom Flip Side. So one side is like a powder and the other side is a liner. I don't like these. I will keep them because they're a product that I tried and I need them for a worsted video, but I know 100% the next declutter, these will go. Those are defos on the chopping block for later, but that said, I am gonna go through and re-swatch some things, make sure I don't have any duplicates, and then I'll begin the declutter. But if you see things starting to be taken away, they're probably dry, you know? I know I'm gonna make some room. I kept already some neutral shades of the Nablas, but I put them in my eyeliner drawer. I don't really like them as much for eyeshadow sticks, so I'm gonna declutter these. And these are some limited edition colors from their holiday season last year. So since you can't get them, we're just gonna get rid of that. Let me make sure. I think every other formula though is here to stay. I don't know that there's many that I'll declutter because these are a new product that's quite trendy. So I'm actually going to be getting rid of all of these Laura Mercier. I'm not as cutthroat as you think I am. I recently got a PR package of all fresh, unopened, new caviar sticks from Laura Mercier. So I took the ones that I have, and I'm going to give these to my mom, who also loves these. And then I'll refresh the new ones in here. So that's why we're getting rid of these, because I will have new stock eventually. But now my mom can have a whole collection of these. She's gonna be very excited about that. Need to put a rubber band around these. Yeah, I didn't get rid of very many eyeshadow sticks. Like I said, this is a newer, more popular category in makeup. So all of these are fairly new formulas, and they're so beautiful too. And all in all, in terms of giving away, so I'm counting 13. Because there were 2 Laura Mercier ones that I was going to give away prior to having some new ones to replace. But, you know, it's definitely more than 13 if you count these. Welcome to the chaos of my single eyeshadow glitters and such. Yeah, I'm gonna have to test a lot of these to make sure they aren't dry, because that tends to happen a lot with these products, and these are on your eyes, so you don't want to mess with it. But let's talk formulas first if you're here for more review purposes. First and foremost, I've got to admit, I'm so boring. I have all of these glitter pills from Half Magic, and I just have very rarely used them. I feel like these would be better off with somebody who plays with glitter like that, and I just don't. Even though it hurts me, because look at this, how stunning. But I don't know, I can't say these will never end up in my collection again, but I'm not going to wear these. So I'm just gonna declutter all of these. And interesting, these Half Magic, I have gotten a few of these recently in PR. These are like their liquid shadows. Let me see if I can get you there. And at the bottom, they actually have an expiration date. Most of them expire late this year, so they're still technically good, but there's like 2 here from 2024. So I'm gonna get rid of those right away. And unfortunately, those are just a batch that have fallen through the cracks. But I've gotten these recently. That's why I'm so surprised. See, like this one is good. So this is how I'll keep my glitter phase going with these, because these add good glitter. So I'm just checking the back. And these are okay from Half Magic. I don't use them too often. But I'm gonna keep the glitters. The flat ones I don't really care for. Like, you see how these are flat and not glittery? I don't want those. But these are good, and you know Half Magic, they're known for fun makeup, but I'm just gonna keep these 4. Let me turn the light on in the background. So we did this little section. These are new from Urban Decay. I am not a fan of these. The way that they wear, they look crunchy on my eyes. So I know right away I need to keep them for video purposes since it's something I tried this year and didn't like. But I'm gonna get rid of this shade right away. This will be like decluttered next year. I do not use these as much as I need to, because they are still good. That's the thing with luxury makeup. They hold the integrity of the formula for much longer. Yeah, these need to be used. They probably are expired. I never use this Rem Beauty liquid eyeshadow. It's fine. It's just very close to my skin tone. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Jones Roads. This has a pretty sparkle to it. Just like a little lid topper kind of style product. So I'll keep that. I do really enjoy these from Lancome. I've used these quite a lot actually, especially when they were in my speed reviews drawer. Super easy to use. Keen Dash, very pretty, just don't use it, so I'm gonna put that away. Same thing with this Ilia. If I'm being honest, I think I got this in a Sephora favorites kit. I don't use it. We're gonna get rid of that. Let's test out these Pat McGrath liquid eyeshadows. And even though I just gave you, this might have to go. Why is it so crunchy? But it's not though, it was just the top. Hold on, let me clean this up. These I checked, these are still good. Not if you go by the bottom of this. Well, it's only 6 months and I've had, okay. All right, I don't need these on my eyes. We'll throw those away. That one hurt, but those are still available. I was trying to keep them, but they had to go. These Kosas ones are definitely still good. The Danessa Myricks, oh, sorry, I'm like making all kinds of noise. These Danessa Myricks ones are really cool, and they're like multi-chrome. I did a video with these actually recently, so I don't use them as much as I should, but look at that. It's pretty insane, right? All of these are good. I do not love the Chromium ones from Natasha Denona. These are crackly and not as good as the Danessa. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these. They're usable still, but they do feel a little dried out to me, and I have the Danessa Myricks, which suffices. Well, I'll keep this one. This one felt the most liquidy, but the other two can go because they feel dry to me. The About Face Fluid Eye Paints are fantastic to use. They're more for artistic purposes, so, you know, I wouldn't call myself artistic. But you can do a lot of cool things with this, and the reason why I would keep the red would be for lips. However, I don't need it. I'm not going to need it. I think with the 4 shades that I do have, I'm happy, so I'll get rid of that one. But these neutral shades I love to use for base eyeshadow, and this to change colors. But these two I'll use. They're awesome. And these are fairly new from Moira, the Prism Pop pigments. These are insanely gorgeous. So we definitely want to hold on to those. Now I have fresh stock of Danessa Myricks. This happened recently because I've used and decluttered and gone through the cycles with their color fixes. Over the years, they dry out. They're a product that you can't have for too long, so I recently got a restock of those. So we're keeping those. And these are really, really great. I don't really love squeezy tubes quite so much anymore, but I really feel like this is one of the OG bread and butters of the brand. Playing with this makes me want more. Makes me want to use them, I mean. But look how gorgeous these are. This one in Ballerina, I love it so much. So anyways, these are great. They will dry out. You must be careful, but I recently got refreshed on those. The Sydney Graces are also quite beautiful. I mean, look at the shades. And these have been in line for declutters a number of times, and I've never been able to do it because I just think they're so stunning, but I think now is the time. They're kind of old at this point. I don't need them. Haus Labs kind of has a similar product. These are their eye paints. Just want to make sure all of them are good, because I'll be honest, it's been a little bit since I've grabbed for these. I'm quicker to reach for the Danessa over the House Labs, but these are also easy to use. It's just the squishy tubes, you know? You gotta get a palette out. It's a little bit of a different process, but every time I play in this drawer, I'm re-inspired to use these. All of these are feeling good to me. I did a good job clearing this drawer out last year because all of these are pretty good still. Yeah. I mean, I know I'm mixing all the shades, but they're all good. Ooh, I see sitting here in this corner. I used to be much more creative back in the day and would have had use for these. These are like little MAC Star and Heart glitters. Don't need them, won't use them. Facing the Facts of Reality. These Jones Road, what are these called? Just a Sec eyeshadows. I wanted to like these so bad, but the wear on them is terrible. So I'm just gonna keep a couple colors for reference point. Like I like this shade. But I don't need a lot of these because, I hate to say it, they're just not very good. They don't have good wear time. Get rid of that one. That one's pretty, but anyways, they are prettier than they perform. So we'll get rid of those. Gosh, how long ago did the Star Wars collection from Pat McGrath come out? So my thing with these is every time I swatch them, because they could be decluttered, they are just like, But actually, no, that one didn't do it for me. Okay, cool. Can get rid of this. It's not a bad formula. Just have had them for a bit. Yeah, I'm not wowed today. I mean, that's pretty impressive. But I've had these for a couple years, the Star Wars collection. I don't know if they even still sell these, but I don't need these. I have this one little Tom Ford pot that I bought a while ago. They don't even sell this anymore. They might actually, I don't know, but I don't need this. Even though I keep it for the brand name, honestly, the secret is it's not even that good. And clearly I'm not short for cream eyeshadows, so we can get rid of that one. I don't like that color so much. I remember picking it too. Okay, let's make sure all of my hourglasses are all good. I love this pot formula, the Scattered Lights. These are so beautiful, you guys. I mean, unreal. Definitely gonna hold on to as many of these as I can. Need to get my rag. I'm getting covered in glitter. Let me make sure, no repeat shades. Nope. If you want a mess-free glittery eyelid, these hourglasses are amazing, and whew, they all passed the test. I can keep them on. Another one, single eyeshadows that I really love, and I really hope these aren't expired, are these Zari eyes from Kulfi. I think these are the most incredible. They're like jelly eyeshadows, and I've collected the limited edition shades. Look at that. They're just jelly shadows, but they're so, so good. This one is like dried out a little bit, but I don't care. We're keeping it anyways. That's just the nature of the product, but look at that. And they're so lightweight. They don't crease at all. This shade Shamak Shallow is my least favorite, but it doesn't matter. Fun summer shade. Make sure you close these tightly. This is the plum shade. This one is more fresh. I can tell. Oh my, I need to get these on my eyelid. I need to play with this. This drawer is so fun to play with, you guys. Love this one. This is from a limited edition set last year, Stardust. It's just a nice champagne shade. Oh. Look at this one. This one is like glittery heaven. Okay, obsessed with all of these. I'm just making sure I'm closing them nice and tight. This one, Bronze Brocade, hasn't had any air hit it yet, and we're going to keep it that way until I feel the need to put this in bronze all over, but this is one of my favorite. If you like jelly shadows, these are the best. But you gotta make sure they stay closed. And then we have the Merit Solo Shadows, which are also really nice. And they didn't end up drying out like I thought they would. That was my initial fear when I first tried these. But no, they're perfect. This one wasn't closed all the way. Oh, make sure you close it all the way. Look at that. Dry. And it's a beautiful shade. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. Wasted money right there. Oh, I'm pissed. Okay, yep. If they stay nice and closed and sealed, you're golden. But, oh, this one I don't know if I closed all the way. Did not. Okay, I will say, this is partially on the packaging's fault. You should be easily able to tell if these are dried out or not. So 2 of them down. Sad about that. Okay, that is all of the liquiding creams. That's the nature of the product. Sometimes they dry out. Let me get these out of the way, and then we'll do like the powder shadows. Okay, so I know it's a mess here. We're focusing on this portion of the table. These are my single shadows. And I've kind of gone through and have already decided. So first thing, these are amazing. They're K-Beauty, the Metalist Sparkling Foiled Pigments from Touch in Soul. These are the prettiest. However, I'm trying to be responsible here. I don't talk about Touch in Soul as a brand anymore. They're no longer sold at Sephora, which is my focus. They are sold at Yes Style, but I've had these for a few years. I haven't talked about them on my channel. So these are moving on, which sucks because I love them, but again, no relevance. We have the Natasha Denona. I have to keep reminding myself with these pretty things that more pretty things will come. So yeah, Black is Black. We'll keep that. I also need to always have the iconic Steal a Kitten in my collection. So that's my little token here. This is fairly new and unused from Rem Beauty. I held on to it because it's so pretty, this single shadow. But you know what? I don't need it. We'll get rid of that. You'll notice I've been getting rid of, oh, got some black pigment here. That's not very nice. Okay. I've been getting rid of the Give stuff. This is very pretty, but I definitely don't use it, so get rid of that. I love these Kaja trios, so I was just checking their stock to see which ones I don't need anymore, and I don't need this one, but the rest are still awesome. I very recently got a PR package of all of the whole line, so I've been able to go through and replace a lot, but I love these. They're perfect for travel, they're very high quality, and they're curated looks for you. You bet your bottom dollar these Chantecaille shadows are staying right where they belong in their home with me. I love these shadows. They are very, very pricey, but they are just the best for washes of color all over the lid. So, you know, I won't tell you to buy them because they're Chantecaille. They're very, very pricey, but these are amazing one and done shadows. It's unfortunate this one, Mare, I believe was limited edition, but like, you see that, right? Not to brag, but that is in my possession. I also have all of these from Fenty Beauty that I'm gonna keep. These are very, very relevant, very popular product. This one, old packaging, or is it just a different product altogether? It's a different product altogether, but this is technically a highlight, but tell me you wouldn't want that all over your eyelid, especially if you have my skin tone, you know? And then these are all from the new holiday collection, Pink Ice, Lavender Lover. These are fun. These are fun little eye toppers as well, so we'll keep all of those. And then I have my little MAC collection, which they recently came out with some new Dazzle shadows, and I swear, you guys, the older formula is better. Like Last Dance, I think, was in one of them. I'm gonna have to fact check that, but I feel like this is better. So when I end up putting those in my collection, I'll keep you updated. This one I can give away. Creative Spark, okay. But the others, these are the glitter shadows that I like from MAC, and I feel like what they've done recently with the glitter shadows is a bit of a downgrade. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to double check on that, but these shadows that I bought from MAC, they're just different. So we'll see. I have these still in my filming studio because they're fairly new. But I've noticed that, so before those enter the main collection, I will do some research. Which leaves all of these to be decluttered. So I counted about 48 of these single shadows that have got to go. Unfortunately, that's just how it works out with this category of products. Every year, it is one of the biggest categories that needs to be cleared out, but you know, they're wet items. You don't want to mess with them and play with fire with them around the eyes. They'll dry out and it hurts because they're beautiful, but it's the right thing to do. So almost 50, this is probably the biggest category, but almost 50 of these single shadows are getting out of the collection, but that will free up so much space. Right, I'm gonna have to figure out eye pencils. But this is all the stuff I'm giving away here in this corner. Okay, let's see how we can get this to fit because I cannot remember how this went. Is it like this? It must have been. Or, I guess it doesn't matter either way, right? They all kind of fit the same. I think this is good for now. I do have one more for liquid shadows. Okay. Here. Singles here. Okay. And then for the rest, I have not organized them yet, but I've thrown all of my shadow pencils here. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I might put like Laura Mercier, for example, on display in my room, but for now I do need to figure it out. I know all of my type A viewers, you guys are probably cringing so hard at the different colored bins, but I'm just not like that. I just don't care. They're in a closed drawer. Okay, so we'll do it like that. And then let's start organizing these sticks by brand. So organization of this is not perfect because I have a few brands thrown in like Laura Mercier, Half Magic, About Face, MAC, Too Faced. And then these are my more natural ones. I have my Urban Decay up here and Buxom underneath. I think eventually Laura Mercier is gonna get a cup and be put on display, but for now this is good enough. So all of my shadow sticks are here, as well as just some additional liquid shadows back here. And then here are more liquid shadows, squishy shadows, single shadows, pot shadows, and then my Fenties are down here in the corner, but this is much, much less overwhelming. I'm feeling so good. All of the eye drawers are done. Dreading lips a bit because it's gonna be chaotic, which is all here and overflowing. I have one up here because it didn't fit right here. And then I also have these drawers filled with lip products as well that we're gonna go through. Now, if you're new to my channel, just stumbling across this declutter video, I have a very large collection because I consider this inventory for my job. I review makeup for a living across all platforms, and I like to have lots of options to keep my creativity sparked here. So if you're here for a major declutter where someone's going to declutter like 50% of the collection, this ain't it, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what you like. I saw a comment the other day on my first declutter that was like, I love Morgan's non-declutter declutters, because that's what this is. But really, as someone who reviews makeup for a living, I am bringing you up close into all of the drawers that I have, the formulas that I have, giving you my reviews, showing you what's worth it to me to keep, what's not worth it to keep, what's new and now, what's an older classic formula. It's really like hundreds of reviews in one single video while also getting my life together. So without further ado, let's finish up my high-end slash luxury makeup unit here. I do have a whole separate section for affordable products, but what we're organizing right now is where I keep the higher end stuff. So let's pull out these drawers. I'm gonna start off with lip liners. I know that's not the most exciting, but it needs done. Now these aren't all of my lip liners. I also keep some lip liners in this unit and spread throughout my room because I put a lot on display. But we'll start off with these three. So in this drawer here, I have the new Huda Beauty lip contour stains. I don't know if these are gonna stay in this drawer, but I might morph this into a lip stain drawer. We'll see, but I'm keeping all of these because they're a new formula. Though I wouldn't say I love this formula from a review perspective, but they're a new launch this year, so we'll hold on to that. And I want to start off here. So this I actually keep in one of my center displays in my room because these are my most used favorite lip liner collections in particular, but I do want to switch some in and out. But also why I keep in here, these are the lip liners that I have the biggest collections of, like from the same brand, so I like to keep them organized that way. I would love to get another organizer for more because I love storing my lip liners like this. It's kind of a pain in the butt to have them, so I'm gonna have to go to Home Goods and buy more. I got this organizer from Home Goods, but let me show you the formulas that we have. We'll start off by organizing by formulas, just like the eyeliner portion. So we'll get that spread out actually here as well. We'll just put it all over the table. Okay, it's early morning, ignore me. Holy lip liner. So these are all of my lip liners. I think what we can do to make space is formulas that I know I don't want. We're just gonna pull them out because I do have them organized by formula. So for one, Kim Kardashian made me spend all this money on these different skin lip liners, which are good, by the way. I do like them, but then they swiftly closed the brand down and they're gonna come out with another one. So this is one where it's just like, for the videos, we don't need it, so we'll get rid of that. Hold on, I'm like scanning through here. Smashbox, these, oops. Smashbox. Great formula, but you know, getting rid of them isn't going to hurt me by any means. And these are still pretty new, so I'm happy to gift these. So very good. Just don't need them for videos. Same thing with these Trixie Cosmetics lip liners. Really, really fabulous. But we gotta make some space. So get rid of those. These are kind of old. They have the most amazing nude colors. Nabla Cosmetics, if you want a great, long-lasting, creamy nude lip liner line, definitely look into Nabla Cosmetics. But I've had these for a few years. I've given them much love on my channel, and they haven't been featured recently, so I'm gonna get rid of these, but they're so good. Let's see. I'm gonna declutter this Alamar Cosmetics lip liner, which is really nice, but again, don't need it. My last Jaclyn Cosmetics. If you watch my complexion video, you know I kept a lot of her powders, but the lip liners, as good as they are, I don't need that one. This one is unfortunate. As you know, Wayne Goss, his makeup brand, has closed down, so it's sad to see these go, and I bought these when I was a teacher. So I'm definitely, teacher me is cringing at the money I spent on these and that they're getting out of here. Okay, so I think in terms of formulas, we are good. I got the major ones I don't need anymore. Now I'm gonna go through, make sure I don't have any repeats. Now, the reason you might be asking, well, why don't you just get rid of the colors you won't wear? So, especially on short form video, I do a lot of viral lip combos. So, it's much easier on me if I happen to keep the whole collection and one of those specific shades happens to go viral that I already have it. So, that's why I keep whole collections. Otherwise, I would get rid of colors that I wouldn't wear. But, like I said, I view it as inventory if a particular formula is popular, just that in the case that I might have it on hand. So, I mean, that's just the behind the scenes of really how it works and how I make my videos. So anyways, I'm just gonna go through these now. So I just went through, I ended up getting rid of about 15 more, some because the colors were heinous, some I had duplicates of, but these Fenty ones, I want to give you a warning. I had to get rid of a few shades, a couple of my favorites, honestly. Well, here, Fenty. There is a packaging problem where the lids don't fully close, and so many of them dried out. You have to really make a conscious effort to press them down. So that's super annoying about these. Let me talk a little bit about formulas that I like and dislike for the review aspect. We have a lot of these Merit lip liners. These are a sheer lip liner, which I like for natural days. It's not my favorite lip liner because I prefer more pigment typically, but these are almost like all over lipsticks. So I do use these. I like them. The colors are pretty sheer. I do not like the Road. I think they make my face look really messy when I wear these because they're too blurred. I actually, you know what, I am just not a big fan of these Too Faced lip injection lip liners. They burn my lips, and I kept these for in case they ever became needed for a video because they're quite popular. But you know what, I'm gonna get rid of those too. I don't need those. Let's see, what other notable formulas? One of my favorite lip liners right now is Lisa Eldridge 0N. It's such a universal shade. I think the Tower 28 are super underrated. They have such gorgeous, natural lip liner colors. They're more of like a, not cream, but they don't set down, which is just fine with me. I really love these shades in here. Natasha Denona, super long-lasting formula. Lawless, like a regular pencil, it doesn't set down, but really pretty natural colors. The Makeup Forever Artist colors, they're just super duper viral, but in the grand scheme of things, they aren't that great in terms of lip liner, but they're very blendable. You can do a lot with them. Esam has these dual-sided lip liners. The Nude is one of my all-time favorites. Just of lip liners in general. They have a gorgeous creamy formulation, and the Nude is stunning color. My MAC collection here in the corner, slowly growing. These are just a good classic pencil formula that I think is coming back in style. Fenty Beauty, super long lasting, one of the longest lasting. However, a little too slippery to apply and dries out because of the packaging. Laura Mercier gives more of a natural level of pigment and has natural colors. Doesn't set down, but I like them. Pat McGrath, I have like lost all of mine in my purse. I have to eventually buy more. Not right now, but one of the best formulas. Creamy, easy to apply, and sets down. Jones Road, similar to Laura Mercier. Persona, one of the better ones you can get at Ulta. Super long lasting. I love the colors of the Half Magic. And just various other formulas I use a lot are Rephr Beauty. M Cosmetics is pretty good. I really like the gel liners from Sephora collection. And yeah, so now let's put these back. I think I got rid of a good amount of lip liners anyway, so I'm gonna start by putting my bigger collections and favorite formulas in here that I will just keep on display. This section did not require much swatching. It was really just getting rid of formulas and duplicates. So my favorite formulas, here's where the truth comes out. I love having Esam right here. No, I need to switch those out because they're not as quote-unquote trendy, but I always have Makeup Forever because everybody has these. So these are good for quick lip combos that a lot of you guys would have the colors of already. And they have two different formulas. So we'll put those in. We'll do Lawless because I love the natural colors. MAC has been climbing to the favorites. Laura Mercier. I'm going to put these with the Lawless section. Thinking maybe Jones Road might get some love. I need to give them some love. So I think I'll put Jones Road in here. And I'll pair that with Persona. I don't want to put the Fenty, but they're so popular. I use them all the time for videos. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Pat McGrath, I'm going to put in as well. I'm gonna put my Lisa Eldridge here just because I love it. We'll put Tower 28. So I'm switching some out that was not here before. Hourglass is very similar to Pat McGrath, so I'll put those in here. Let's see, what else do we want to switch in and out? I've been using the Jane Iredale lately. I like the colors. And you know, for the eSum, those were dual-sided, so I'll have Magic dual-sided. And let's do M Cosmetics as well. It's been a while since I've used those. Okay, fantastic. So now I've actually been able to switch out my lip liners so we can give some that were a little less used some more use, because I'm more likely to reach for this than the other drawers. And then for lip liners, we'll do ones that are sold at Sephora here. It's Merit, Fenty, Natasha, just with how my brain works, so I know where to go to get them. Sephora Collection. Let's see, and then random ones will be like Esam, Ravi, which is very good. Kylie is not sold there. Gucci is. Bare Minerals is sold at Sephora, but I'm gonna put it in the other one. Peri Para, About Face, Buxom, Wonder Skin, one size here. Lancome I know is sold at Sephora, but I'm gonna put it in here. Huda Beauty goes here. Makeup by Mario, Kosas, LYS, and then Rhode, again, I know is sold at Sephora, but there's just more room here. Okay, great. And then we have 45 lip liners that I'm decluttering, which is very, very impressive, honestly. Okay, my lip gloss drawers, they need dealt with. For example, this didn't even fit because it is overflowing. And the struggle is differentiating lip oils from lip glosses right now, so we'll see how that ends up going. But I have some lip oils up here. Ignore my frizzy hair. Oh, we have glosses here. Also here. Also here. And I do have more in these drawers, but we're gonna pretend those don't exist right now and focus on these guys. Now, before I spread everything out, this is killing me. These Queen Cosmetic glosses are some of the most glittery glosses you will ever see or have in your life. However, unfortunately, I haven't used them enough to justify keeping them since they take up a whole drawer space. And they're like perfectly good, you know. So many other people will enjoy these. So, crying, but those have to go, and that will free this drawer up. Okay. And these are not all of my lip glosses. I just want to tackle whatever is in this, and this, and this. Let's see, I'm gonna spread everything out. I mean, I have plenty more to go through, but we'll start off with this. I haven't really used these Kaja like I thought I would. These are the Juicy Glass lip oils. So I'll free up some space with these. I see right here, look at this Ami Kohl. It probably just needs a good mix up, but that's kind of crazy looking. So we'll get rid of that. I'm just down to get some more space in. I did really love this Beauty Pie lip oil. It's fantastic. I just haven't talked about Beauty Pie in a while. These Nabla lip oils I don't think are going to end up being used for me, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter these. I'm just trying to get the ones that stand out to me right here, right now. Then we'll dive in deeper. I have two for some reason. I saw when I was unraveling this on natural lip glosses from Jane Iredale, which I love, but I'm just going to get rid of one of them. And these you have to do the smell test for. If they smell like crayons, it's time to get rid of them. Like this Hermes lip oil still smells good, so I'm gonna keep it because it was a lot of money. I'll get rid of this Buxom Plumping Lip Oil. This is in the classic shade Dolly, but I'm just trying to make room. I have this MAC lip gloss that can go. I do not love these lip glosses. This is a fairly new formula from MAC, but I'm just not into them. I'll keep these two for the formulas, but they're too thin, so that's why I don't like them that much. This is a lip stain that goes somewhere else. Okay, I'm gonna do this off camera because it's gonna be very, very boring. But I'm gonna do the smell tests on these to make sure they don't smell bad. And then I'll get into the individual reviews of what you see. All right, we did get somewhere. These smell a little funky. I have just an Hourglass and a Natasha Denona glass. These from Sigma, I have a friend who loves these, so I'm gonna give these to her. And then I just had some funny smelling ones. Look at this one. This one is funny. There's nothing there. So that can go. I think everything else is formulas that I want to keep. I don't love these Makeup Forever Super Boost lip glosses. I think they're so overrated, but they're very popular, so I'll hold on to them. I'm just giving you some formula reviews. Lately, I've been obsessed with the Jane Iredale High Impact Lip Glazes. These are pretty full pigment, and they're stunning on the lips. Makeup by Mario formula is pretty good. And I poo-pooed on these Too Faced jelly glosses, but man, they're very shiny and they smell amazing. I think the Summer Friday lip oils, I think that these are a little bit too sheer for my preferences. They're not my favorite. They're too thin as well. I think they run. I love the Jouer lip oils. In fact, this red one right here is one of my favorite holiday lip reds. It's not too red. Love the Merit lip oils. Let's see. The lip oil glosses from Milk are decent. They're not an all-time favorite of mine. These are more lip oils. The House Lab lip oils. These are great and thick. I really do love this Guerlain one that's brand new from the holiday collection. I don't reach for the Hourglass lip glosses very often. They're okay. The Gucci, I picked up the darkest color and it is so sheer. I don't love it. I have a couple from Natasha Denona. Natasha Denona does not have a remarkable lip gloss formula. I have my beautiful Chantecailles here. Huda Beauty is decent, not an all-time favorite of mine. We have the lip oil from Kosas, but one of my favorites, I really love how glossy the Gisou are. So, I don't know if I want to put all of these in the drawer, but we gotta figure it out. So this all might change, but as of now, I have all of these little lip glosses and lip oil formulations in here with the doe foot applicators. And then I put the more luxury brand ones in this drawer just to separate them out. So now looking with that drawer that I just filled up, I'm probably going to move things back and forth between those two drawers, but we're just working on the declutter right now. I can see immediately I have two Marshmallow Electro Juicy tubes, so I'm just gonna throw one in here. I don't need this clear MAC lip gloss. I just don't think I'll use it. So we'll put that away. I love the Juicy tubes though, so I want to keep them. I do see right here I have these M Cosmetics lip glosses. So these I'm going to go ahead and declutter. I don't use them. Same thing for these Cali Rays, which are pretty good. I just don't use them very often. So those can go. Keep. I love City Lips lip glosses. These are such an underrated formula. I'm going to get rid of this clear one. It looks a little meh. But the rest I think I'm going to go ahead and keep. I do have 2 of the pink nude, so I'm just going to put one of those away. But that's good. Let's see, do I have any repeat Tower 28? Fire, Magic, Chill. So I have 2 Chill. This one is from the collab with Way, so I think I'm going to keep that one because it has a fun scent to it. And then let me smell these. The problem is I feel like these always kind of smell a little off. Always. Some more than others. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this one. These always smell off to me. I think they just smell like that though. Fenty goes in another drawer. Okay. Then I have the Say. I don't know how I ended up with these colors because these are not even very nice colors. But so long as they still smell good, we're fine with that. So we'll keep these. I don't even really like this formula from Laneige, but they're new formula. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and keep them. Oof. Baby just kicked. Okay. I have this beautiful pink glittery Hailey's Beauty Gloss. I wouldn't say it's like a super special formula though, so I can get rid of that. I have 3 of the plumping lip colors from Makeup by Mario that I'll keep. We'll also keep these lip glazes from House Labs. I'm gonna keep this Kosas. I need to find a new drawer to put these squeezy tubes in though. I do really like these Hara lip glosses. I think they are so, so gorgeous. However, I can't tell you the last time I featured them in a video, and I do really, really enjoy them. But there's just too much competition for the lips is the problem. I have to be more cutthroat with these lips. I really do not care for these plumping lip glosses from Rem Beauty, and I hate their packaging, so I'm going to give those away. I'm going to give away this Glossier lip gloss. I just don't have interest in owning it. I will keep the Laura Mercier lip gloss and this Bare Minerals lip gloss in Heart. I think it's just the prettiest everyday pink, so I'll keep that. And here are all my Buxoms. Maybe I can cut down a little bit. So I'll get rid of the clear one. I don't like clear glosses. I want color. So I have 3 of these beautiful plumping lip polishes that I got from a holiday collection last year, and I just think they're so pretty. And then I also have these plump shots, which I love these plump shots. I know I just gave the clear one away, but I will be keeping all of these. These are such a pretty metallic gloss. Such an underrated formula. And then I'll just keep these as well. But honestly, I got rid of a lot of glosses. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to reorganize these because not all of these really should go in this drawer. But for now, we'll just put them away. These, of course, are all of my Fenty lip glosses. Super trendy brand. Love to have as many colors as I can. I know some of these are brand new and some of these are old. So I'm just going to go through and smell everything really quickly. Okay, so I just organized all of these. I only had 1 repeat, but these are all organized. I added a 3rd drawer just because there was too much. And I organized by formula. I have heat, cream, oil, minis, and then just the regular gloss bombs. Look at this, you guys. I'm getting rid of 60 lip glosses. That is a very impressive amount. Wow, I mean, I really needed to. They were overflowing, but 60, this is a very successful category. Lips are easier for me to say goodbye to, honestly, because they all kind of look the same, feel the same to me. But yay! I indeedy do have more than this, but I guess this is a good place to start. So I think I'm going to start off with more of the indie brand stuff. Oops, excuse me. Like Kaleidos and Odin's Eye. And you know I love the Odin's Eye lips, but I don't know, I mostly just use the ones from my collection. I'm just going to look through all the colors and just see which colors I don't like. But you know I love the formulas. Their glosses are pretty incredible, and so are their mattes. I like this one. All right, let me just go through this quickly. I'm probably gonna keep mostly the more neutral ones, and then the more bold ones, the ones that I know I just won't wear as much, be given away. But you know what? It's hard because the cream ones are so, so good. So I just really wanted to keep my Kaleidos and Odin's Eye together because to me they're very similar brands. So I was able to just put them all in this one container, and it hurt, but I just don't need this many of these shades. But so many of them are so good. I love the cream formulas from these brands. They're very, very similar. Put this back here for now. I have all of these Laura Mercier lipsticks. I love these. I actually have to display these. I feel like they're so good. I'm just checking to make sure that we have no repeats, which I don't think we should, but always good to double check so nothing is sitting. This is random. We'll declutter that. See, sometimes randomness happens. Okay, all good, no repeats. I actually have a lot of lipsticks that I might get rid of. Like, let's see here. This is gorgeous. I want to pass this on because it's a little lopsided. Well, not because it's lopsided, but it's a little lopsided. I'm gonna get rid of this Artist Couture nude, even though it's an incredible nude. I've had it for forever. Okay, so Christian Audet, gorgeous lipsticks. Haven't featured them in super long. And these have survived a few declutters because I just couldn't. But I'm finally feeling like I don't need these anymore. And they're beautiful, and a lot of them, well, this one is expired, but most of them are fine. But I'll have to do this sniff test on them. But for now, we'll clear this up. I definitely want to keep all of my Makeup by Mario lipsticks. So these will stay. And does Odin Eye, are they still selling their lipsticks? Because if they aren't, then I'll get rid of them. They still have them, but I need to decide if there's colors that I like. I don't need all of them, but I will keep some of them. I do want one red. These are the Velvet lipstick formula. Ooh, I like this one better. Wait, I've definitely gone through these before because I like all of these. Yeah, there's a lot of reds. Okay, I'll just keep these 4. So we got rid of most of those. And then I also have, I think BK Beauty is officially done with their lipsticks. They're sticking to brushes, so I'm gonna give these away. They're beautiful though, and gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I'm going to go ahead and pass on this Hindash lipstick. Very creamy, just doing some rotations here. What else do we have? 2 Valentinos. So I definitely want to keep the Valentinos. I've been getting, well, decluttering my Trixie lipsticks, just my Trixie makeup in general, even though I do love their stuff. But I am being a little bit of a hard ass about it. I might keep a couple, but not all of them because they're weird shaped. They don't fit into a lipstick holder. But Workwife is one of my favorites from them. I absolutely love this color, so I'll keep that. Now my Merit lipsticks, if I remember correctly, I've started storing them elsewhere. I definitely have. So these go somewhere else. So I'm gonna put these to the side. Not being decluttered, I just store them somewhere else now. Okay. Hold on to those. So we have a couple of different Glossier lipsticks that smell good. I don't like this color, so I'll get rid of that. So Fenty is, I believe they're officially getting rid of their regular lipstick formula. So, and they're refillable, which is great, but also I don't really care for refillable, so I'm just gonna get rid of all of these since I do really think they're trying to get rid of them. if not have already. Okay, so some other formulas. I have an ABH, which is nice. There's some random formulas in here for me, honestly. Look how pretty. This one I haven't even used yet, but I definitely saw this color and was like, I need to have this. This is a Honesty from Bare Minerals. Gorgeous. Have another ABH. Still is good. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this Tata Harper. I just don't use that brand very often. We have Rephr Wine, which smells bad, so that will go. I have my one and only Rem lipstick, which is okay. And then I got this in a mini set from Kosas. Look at these cute little mini lipsticks. These are all good. I had bought these for a video. They're nice and creamy, but I really like them. And you know what I can do now? Since I got rid of so many, maybe we can put some of our mismatched single lipsticks in here. Not all of them are gonna fit though, I guess. But the ones that will, we will put here. And then the ones that don't fit will stay in here. Okay, let's look at these lipsticks now. Long lipsticks, which I like. I have these plumping lips serums that I'm gonna give away Pink Glow. These are from Makeup by Mario. I'm gonna put them with the other Makeup by Mario lip products, which was that lipstick holder. Okay, I kept hold of these because I thought they were really pretty from RMS Beauty. They're these like blurring lipsticks, but I'm not gonna use them, so it's better if I toss them on. I super love these Thrive Cosmetics matte lip tints. These blur the lips like no other, so I'm definitely keeping all of these. Also, I love my Ilia lip sticks as well. These are all fairly new, so we'll keep these. First of all, KKW, well no, Skin by Kim. These are awful, and then I bought them. And then you close the brand down. These will go, but I'm pretty mad about that. I do like these little, these are Rephr Beauty, Ali Glines brand. These slim lipsticks, these are lovely. Let's see, I have another Glossier lipstick that's still good. I'll pop this in here. Some of these became a bit disorganized. Okay. What else do we have? I have this Kosas lipstick and this one. These are good. Love, love, love the Jane Iredale lipsticks. These are really comfortable and nice. Just make sure I don't have any repeats over here. I'm gonna go ahead and pass on these Iconic London because I've only used one of them. Can't really tell you too much about them, so that says enough about that. Oh, this is such an old product from Fenty. Used to love it, but it's old. So we'll get rid of that. Oh, I found a repaint. These are the lip tints from Jane Iredale. I don't need both. I'll get rid of Forever Pink. These are okay. I don't like them as much as the lipsticks. I have all of the Joan Rhodes. These are really nice natural lipstick formula. I love like a cigarette thin lipstick, you guys. I just find them easier to apply on my thin lips. Oh, I forgot about these from Natasha Denona. She came out with a red collection. I'll have to pull these out for the holidays, actually. We'll keep those. Have my trusty Hourglass lipstick. These were such an underrated... I don't even know if they sell these anymore, but I love these little thin lipsticks. I should have another one. This one I've had for too long. It's probably expired, but it doesn't smell that way. So I'll keep these. So should well be kept. And then here's another one we'll keep. That's a system where you can change them. But I think that these are better than their regular bullet lipsticks. Let's see, what else? We have a couple NARS lipsticks in these thin packaging. Just so much more inclined to keep them in this packaging. keep. We'll keep this because it's the only one I have of this formula. Here's another hourglass that I'll keep. No, I have two. But I bought these for a video. They're pretty dry, but not in a bad way. They're just long wear, I guess is how you can put it. We have the lip crayons from House Labs. These are good. LYS has another one. Look at this nude shade. Dreamer. This is beautiful. Oh, I'm just having fun digging into this drawer, if you guys can see. And then I have these from Laura Mercier. What do they call these? The High Vibe lip color. These are almost metallic. They're very interesting, but they're very, very beautiful, which I will hold on to. Let me put all of my iron nail. Just organizing as we go a little bit. Okay, I have a Chantecaille lip color. Really beautiful rose shade. Gonna hold on to that. This is that Viral Matte, really juicy, wet stick thingy. We'll keep that. What else? This is a little SPF lip balm from Jane Iredale, which I could use right now. It's pretty much clear. And this from Laura Mercier, I only kept one of. I didn't love this formula. But I have these little chubby sticks, also from Tower 28. These are decent. Don't use them all the time, but chubby sticks can go here. And then we have these from Clarins. These are the lip oil balms. Another interesting formula that, to be honest, I don't reach for too much, but they're pretty. So let's see how you want to organize these. Chubby sticks here. I think that these can go in here with these other lipstick style products, and I can put those standing vertically. NARS with these. Jones Road can also go here. Put Thrive here. All right, now this is the one we're organizing next, which is mostly liquid lipsticks. So I actually want to set these on the table. I love these one size ones. This is a lipstick, no? Yeah, okay. I knew this was totally a lipstick from Makeup Forever. So the focus is right here, you guys. For all of these liquid lipsticks, I can tell you right now, I will be keeping all of my Armani liquid lipsticks. We love these. I'm thinking maybe I'll actually put them here, no? Well, we'll start here. I can always rearrange later. I also love these duos from One Size. I think they're one of the longest lasting lip products ever. So I will keep these. I mean, yeah, they still smell good. I used to use these all the time in Miami when I would go to events. There was nothing better. And then we also have the Fenty Uncensored, which I buy from time to time again, but they expire so fast. But I love this red shade. So this one is still good, but it starts to smell like butthole, honestly, when it expires. And I think this needs to be expired next. Or this needs to be decluttered next time, but I think we're safe for now. I've never used this one, even though it's beautiful, but I'm gonna declutter that. These go elsewhere. These are the staining lip oils. I really don't even know where to put these. I'm just gonna put them with my lipstick drawer because they definitely don't go in the liquid lipstick drawer. I'm gonna keep only one dolly. I have two Buxom dollies. This is too watery. I don't love the Makeup Forever liquid lipsticks. I ended up decluttering most of them. Just kept the one that I could use for reference point. Don't like it, but that's why I'm keeping it. I love this liquid lipstick from Gucci in Cornelia Pink. I think it's just the perfect pink shade. Let's see, I'm going to declutter the Cosmetics. I just don't use them very much. I don't really love this color. Well, it's a fine color from Persona. I do like it. I'm so lying to you. It looked peachy for a second. That's why I got confused, but I don't use it anymore. So I'll get rid of that. I have all of my Sephora collection cream lip stains, which I love. This color in particular is one of my favorites, so I think I'll get rid of this one here. No, I won't. Continuing, we'll keep the Makeup by Mario, even though it's not that great. I will get rid of the Hera. These are really nice and airy, but gotta do what I gotta do. Now I love the City Lip lip glosses. The City Lip Matte is also really good. That's what I'm deciding, like, putting it on my lips, so to speak. Ooh, I like that. Okay. We'll keep them. We'll keep them. It's no repeat shades, right? City Lips, just great lip products. Underrated. Let's see. I also have this one from Fenty. Ooh. Ew. Okay. I no longer have that. That looked nasty. This About Face I'll keep. This is a really great red shade for the holidays. Let's see. I have, these are more velvets from Hourglass that are very, very nice. Let me just make sure they all smell good. Though I do believe I got these in a holiday set, if memory serves me correctly. Okay. It's just a weird shape, and I know that's a weird reason to declutter this, but I don't use it, so I don't like the shape of it. And then this is another kind of lip velvet from NARS that I actually am going to, I think, get rid of it, because I think I got this in a Sephora kit or something. And then I also have, to finish off, these are the moisturizing matte lip tints from Benefit. I thought I had more. Not all of these are matte. Some of these are more hydrating. But I'll keep those. Let me just make sure I like the colors. I do. Okay. I don't know where I want to store these yet, though. And then last container to organize. We still have a couple more things in another drawer, but we're getting towards the very end, you guys. These super duper, 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 duper long lasting from Urban Decay. These are like a holiday lip must have. So 100% keeping these. Maybe they'll stay in here. And then what else do I have in here? We have the Esom Lip Palette, which I haven't used too often. That is so sad. I would have loved this when I was a makeup artist, but I'm definitely keeping it. And then I have all of my fleas. Hold on. I've used these. I just did a partnership with them and left them in there, but I love my flea lip glosses. These are so good and so glassy. I'm keeping all of them. So that's easy to decide upon. I need you guys to pay attention to these last two little containers. These were the leftovers that I have to go through. So I actually store my Lawless somewhere else now, but let me double check. Strawberry shortcake, strawberry popsicle. Okay, so these are already doubles. So these can go. And then these are my big ones. So these are why I kept them here. Because these are the supersized ones. And these are my favorite lip gloss formula ever. So that's why these will stay here. But they're just the XL version, so that's why they're kept here. Normally I wouldn't, but these are going to be put elsewhere. And then I also have all of my Tarte Maracuja collection. They have all types of different maracujas. Let me just make sure I don't have any repeat shades. And I do like these. I'm just going to make sure that they all smell good. But I get these from their kits, like their holiday kits. Yeah, these are all good. If these all fit in here, I'm just going to start storing these in here. Okay, Great, so these are actually now going to be stored in the unit above, not at the little drawers that I had these at prior. So that makes us a little bit of space. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, so here are the shiny ones of this Benefit. Just gonna put them here for now. Let's see, I have my Clarins lip stains, which are pretty nice if you're into lip stains. The problem is I'm not super into lip stains, but if I were into lip stains, I do like this formula. I also have, these just didn't have anywhere to go. I eventually want to have these on display, but these are the lip gloss oils from YSL Beauty. They're just so pretty. I don't think they're a remarkable formula, but they are pretty plumping. And then these are one of my favorite formulas as well. I think the Too Faced Pillow Balms are absolutely incredible. So I'm actually going to put these next to Flawless because these deserve a nice stable home. Then what is this? This is a Fenty Beauty lip stain. I don't use this, so I'm going to put that away. And then Benefit lip tints here. And the matte ones. These will be more of my high-end situation or luxury with YSL Clarins. And now I can put everything back in the drawers, but that was it. We decluttered a lot. I'll show you. Pay no mind to all of the makeup on the floor that I'm decluttering. I'm figuring this ish out. So liquid lipsticks can go here. These are also liquid lipsticks, so I'll put these here. I don't think both of these fit. Would have been ideal, but it is what it is. That's fine. I will just put my regular lipsticks here. And then next drawer down, I'm thinking that is where these can go. Okay, this drawer on top, which yes, this was put in the wrong side. I don't care. Let's do this. We're just trying to get all these to fit. And this. And then last drawer here. Let's see, we can do like indie. And then I'm going to line up the flea over here, I think. And here's everything I'm decluttering. I think all in all, it's like 75 different lipsticks, which it feels really good, honestly, because that drawer really was overflowing. Look at all that we're getting rid of. I have to sort through these now, what's old and then what is still usable for my family and friends. I did it. So much more organized. Now this is where, you know that saying where it's like, I like my money where I can see it hanging in my closet? That's how I feel. And we are officially all decluttered. My high-end / luxury makeup unit is super cleansed. I feel so much lighter. If you stuck around to the end, I owe you a lot because that was a lot. This was a long one, but I hope you guys enjoyed all of the reviews. I know a lot of people just love to put declutters on in the background, so thank you so much for spending your time with me. There is more parts that I have coming up because I haven't even yet decluttered my eyeshadow palettes or my affordable makeup unit as well. So I'm not done yet, but this is the biggest journey and we did it. And I'm so happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this declutter. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you for the next one. Bye guys, have a good one. Remember, this is the outro for like the combined one.